You're full of it, all right. All right, welcome back to the SF Comic Book Company. This is the SF Company Hour. We're going to have some fun today. We're talking some magic characters. We're talking all kinds of cool shit. We're talking WandaVision, full spoiler review later on. It's going to be a hell of a show. We all believe in magic. By the end of this, so will you. All right, folks, here live again here on a Tuesday, 8 p.m. here on the West Coast. Welcome back, number 68. We're talking a bunch of not too many topics today, but we're gonna run through a couple. First, let's introduce coming to the show, coming to the varsity league, coming to the big time. Sarah North, how you doing? Our one of our folks from Wandavisionaries, our after show for the MCU. We're gonna do that every Friday. Probably around right after the show airs. I think that's where we're gonna shoot for, anyways. So Sarah, first time on the real show, the flagship, the SF Company Hour. Welcome. First, thank you for coming on, and thanks for joining us on the Wanda Visionaries and the after shows. Second, tell us a little bit about yourself. So if people haven't watched the Wanda show, tell us about your geekdom and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. This is so fun. I'm Sarah. I love a lot of nerdy things. I'm like probably one of the bigger Harry Potter fans you'll ever meet. Grew up on Lord of the Rings, like the old Hobbit cartoon version. I mean, anything Pixar, anything Disney, Star Wars, you name it. If there's a long plot line, I'm in. Marvel, here we go. A really long plot line. 24 movies is perfect for me.
Yeah, and there's so much stuff to delve into. So yeah, you picked joining the Marvel universe at the right time for sure. Cool. All right, welcome. And returning Hondo, the ambassador of the SF Comic Book Co. The honorary, he's like the Disco Inferno of the SF Comic Book Company. You know, he's there. Welcome, Hondo. How you doing? We haven't talked to you in a minute.
Hey, what's up? Good to be back. How's my sound? Am I doing okay? A little choppy.
Sounds like you're calling from 2005, but we'll make it work.
Okay. I am actually calling from 2005.
Yeah. How's that Nokia? That Nokia working fine? Huh?
I just came from my first dose of Motley show.
So lucky pre-COVID.
Yeah, remember shows? That's going to be a problem with this next couple of weeks. Everybody's going to be posting about, oh, this is the last time we did this. This is the last time we went there. Like, this next couple of weeks. It's already started. I've already seen a couple already. I was like, oh, no, this next couple of weeks are going to be brutal. It's like, all right, let's relive the fucking shitty week of our end of our lives. So speaking of positive things and everything, maximum effort, Ricky, the Graysonist.
How's it going?
Best smile on YouTube right there. Look at that.
Don't dude, I'm turning red. I can see it already.
Could easily
fucking blushing.
Only take. Oh, I know his trigger word, just like Winter Soldier. I know which word's trigger. So how you doing, Rick?
Doing good, man. Everything's look on the lookups. So I'm very positive going into this week now. We're all. I think I got good news. So I'm going. I can't wait. So I can't. Yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're excited about something. It makes for a better show for sure. So we'll start off. We're gonna go through our top 5, but let's go through a couple of news bits right here. We decide we're going to do the WandaVision spoiler first, or we're going to do the top 5 list first?
No, let's go with the WandaVision spoiler right now.
Okay.
All right, let's start off with the show.
Well, we'll start off with some news first before we jump into the spoiler. So we got looks like there's some Harry Potter talk, since we have our Harry Potter expert here, Sarah. So the Warner Media CEO hints at a Harry Potter sequel's fun and potential. This is coming from comicbook.com. So there could be some Harry Potter sequel fun in the works, according to the CEO. He was quite talkative when speaking during an investors conference on Thursday. They capture some of his comments. So he's basically saying there's going to be basically like all kinds of shit coming out from Warner Brothers for Harry Potter, and we kind of talked about this a few months ago about there's going to be cartoons, TV shows, sequels, what have you. So there's a lot of places you can go with this news. So Sarah, what do you think? What do you want to see from Harry Potter? Do you want to see some sequels? Do you want to see something animated? Where do you want to see? What period do you want to see them cover?
So my number one dream would be a founder series of all of like Gryffindor, Slytherin, Ravenclaw, and Hufflepuff, and seeing how they all work together. They were all like the best magicians of their time. Seeing what happened, the building of Hogwarts, all of that. I would love to go like way back and meet all of those characters. That would be the dream. I do not want a sequel. I'm sorry. Yeah. We already have Cursed Child, and it was like, it's fun to watch live. It's okay to read. It's not canon. But like, I don't know. If they want to stick with the same characters, I kind of hope they just redo the movies, but as a series. So you can really get into, like, you can have Peeves in there. You can have all these characters that they missed out on, Creature and all the other house elves, and like really delve into all those like subplots that make the Harry Potter universe so lovely and rich. I would be okay with that. I don't really care what Harry did in his 30s. Like, he probably sat on the couch and went to work like we all do.
So you would rather see like a TV show or a movie out of that, or like?
I would rather see a TV show.
Yeah.
I really like how deep they can get in all of these TV shows, personally.
Yeah.
For an animated thing, I would be okay with that, especially since it's all pretty fantastical. But I don't know. I personally like live action stuff better.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that sounds cool.
Hondo, I would also be okay with a Snape backstory. That could be a movie. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, that'd be cool too. Like, see everything from like his perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, see how he, like his perspective of growing up, and then seeing how he kind of went to the dark side and then flipped, and seeing that from his perspective. Because honestly, like, people love Snape, and Snape is cool, but he's also kind of a stalkerish dick. So I would love to know more about his side of the story.
Yeah, he's like the Pepe Le Pew of the Harry Potter universe.
Winter Soldier, first keyword.
All right, so the next trigger word, Hondo. What do you think?
Well, first of all, I want to say hello, Sarah. What's up, Ricky? What's going on, everybody?
Did I not
I always
introduce
see you, Ray. So
didn't I introduce you?
Wow, you just like fuck you, bro.
Well, no, I mean,
wait to fucking break that bubble.
I don't say hi to the guests. We just jump right into the topics, and I want to say hello to the other guests. You know.
Okay. I thought I gave you.
So now that that's done, I am the last person to talk about Harry Potter because I only just today, I saw the first movie.
Okay.
Of Harry Potter.
That's the worst.
And
watch that one.
I was nervous because I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna be on the show with Sarah and Rick, and they're both Harry Potter marks, and I'm like, oh man. So I said, okay, I'll at least watch one movie, and it's just something that I never got to, and I wanted to wait till it was at the theater again, like the Castro or something would be showing it. And I wanted to see it on a big screen, but you
can wait for another one. And watch the first couple on the small screen. Get that out. You rip that Band-Aid off. So, what was your review of your first time Harry Potter experience?
Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe. He wasn't as charismatic as I thought he would be. I mean, but besides that, it was. I love that. The friends, Hermione and Weasley are they're like important pieces. They're just as important in making things happen, and it's like a team effort to kind of get things done. I love that, and they all got each other's back. So that's the really cool thing that I like about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna keep watching, or what do you think?
Yeah, I am for sure. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe I'll take your suggestion though,
yeah, watch the first two. Yeah, and, yeah. If you can watch the other
and
ones,
then wait for the big screen because I want to see them on the big screen.
Yeah, that three,
You know?
I think, like in my personal opinion, I think the first two are rough to get through, in my opinion. But the third one, that's when it amps up and gets really good, man. There's some good stuff in there. So yeah, but yeah, it's a great series of films, man. I like them a lot. But yeah, that's cool to see your first experience with Harry Potter. So
now I know what the hell everyone's talking about. Like, who the hell is this and who the hell is that? You know.
So what? So the most important question: what house do you belong to?
Oh God. Well, I go
Gryffindor.
Yeah, Gryffindor. That's
I see Alex as a Ravenclaw, man.
Really?
When you talk comics, he's got encyclopedic knowledge.
Okay.
So that's one of those things. I see him as a Ravenclaw, straight up.
Yeah, I'm a Gryffindor. Yeah. I've done many tests. Yeah. Yeah.
I came out Gryffindor, but sometimes I come out Slytherin. So.
Yeah, Rick wants to be bad, but he's such a good guy.
They're pretty close.
Slytherin?
Yeah.
Slytherins are not all bad, you guys.
No, they're not.
But their names are Slytherin. It's like it's like Bumblebee when their names are Decepticons.
Their names are Decepticons.
We should have known there was something up.
Decepticons.
Yeah. It's in their name. So Rick, what do you want to see from Harry Potter, man? You want to see something? You want to see something from the past, something in the future, something like alternate timeline? What do you want to see from this?
Oh man, like I can tell that Sarah's a true nerd. Definitely, man. You're definitely a true nerd. Those are the things that we like when we're like reading the books. Like we trip on that. Like, dude, I want to know more about Snape. What led him to the Death Eaters? All what was his rationale? Like that from his perspective. I'd love to see a Snape series. People I know some people want to see it like a young Tom Riddle. A lot of people. I'm with probably Sarah. I do want to see like the Founders. It'd be like the Fantastic Four, like all coming together, finding Hogwarts. Or if we want to go like completely different, it's the Wizarding world that I want to live in. So they can do a lot of the stories from the Beetle and the Bard. They can give us the Deathly Hallows. They could show us the story of the three brothers. And how they went off. On the total flip side, what if we were to get like the Steven Spielberg-ish futuristic version of like what the world looks like with, wizards living it now? Like, do people know about them? Is there treaties and everything to protect wizard folk from other people, from persecution? Like now that the battle lines have been drawn, there's so much things they can do. They don't have to stay with Harry Potter. Like Sarah said, I don't give a shit what happens to Harry Potter in his 30s, unless we find out that there's something that happened when he was like 80s that he stopped. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, they might have to do a prequel on that. So what happened? You're telling us a Harry Potter story when he's hella old, but all of a sudden we're finding out of all these things that he's done. I'm like, maybe I want to go into those battles. They just made it interesting. We don't know, but I definitely would want to go with the Founder story. That's me. And if I would like to do it animated, for the simple fact that I'm not sure what the ages were of these people, of the wizards, how old they were when they found it. But if this is something they can like drag out and make over years, it would be the best thing to make it animated. That way you don't have to like recast or anything. The voice casting is, to me, it's easier to cast for it if you're gonna make it like over years.
What year does that take place? The Founders, like.
Dude, I gotta look that up.
Couple thousand years, I want to say.
Okay. Yeah, what I want to see is I want to see Merlin. I know Merlin exists in this universe. I want to kind of see like the time of Merlin and the Knights, like kind of that, like the wizards during that time, like when there's more mythology going on. There's
the first wand, maybe.
Yeah, like I wouldn't mind seeing more of the origins of the wizards, like kind of like in different periods, like maybe even different eras. Like I wouldn't mind seeing like maybe the Wizards of the Old West or Wizards of we can even like an anthology series. like just like wizards in different time periods.
Oh man, that's a great idea, right?
So on that,
The first wand. Yeah.
If they did like an Ilvermorny series, which is the wizarding school in the
Out
US,
here. Yeah.
there's a lot of history with the Native American wizards and stuff and how powerful they were. So that could be really interesting too. Just go to a completely
Wampus house.
Yeah, have like Haggard be like the Ron Serling and kind of like telling these stories of all these like wizards from different time periods, and every episode could be a different, like a different time period or different era of wizard. I'd watch the shit out of that. Yeah, I'd watch the shit out of that. Yeah, I don't know. What else? I would. What else? What other kind of format? So no one wants to see a sequel, huh? We don't want to see a sequel to.
Unless it's like I said, if it's like 80 years in the future where I'm seeing like an old Harry Potter that people have to go to him to do something.
Old man Potter?
Old man, like, dude, old man Potter.
Potter.
Old man Potter would be a great idea, dude. I mean,
Old man Potter, I have a question.
Yo.
Is he going to have the trope? Is he going to be like the bearded old guy with the hat? Like, is Harry Potter going to look like that?
No, I don't think
he'd be. You can't grow facial hair. I don't
think you're an old wizard, that's how you got to look, you know?
No.
Wizard shit.
Rufus Grimgauer didn't have that, so, that's only Dumbledore. Dumbledore has style. He's got class, he can pull the beard off.
Gandalf. Oh, we'll get to that.
So what'd you think of your boy Alan Rickman in the first movie so far? Hondo.
He was cool.
Hondo.
Yeah, he was cool. He was all right.
It's gonna be my next cosplay.
Yeah, they only touched upon his character a little bit. Like they didn't really really get it. He didn't really get to sink his teeth. I'm hoping that he gets
Hondo. I only wish they would make those books, the Harry Potter books, into trade paperbacks, man. I mean, you should read them.
If there was an omnibus, Harry Potter omnibus, he would fucking read the shit out.
Yeah. The only I did want to touch on something that Sarah said. The fact that I like that you said to do a remake of the actual movie. Like I would love. My whole idea was for this to be animated. Like that's what I would love to see animated. A retelling of the actual books going through, so we can see, like you said, all their relationships, all the interactions. There's so many goddamn subplots to this, dude. People don't even know. Like the Goblet of Fire would have to be 2 seasons. That's how fucking epic that story is. A lot of it's the school shit. But the last half of that book is everything having to do with the trials of the goblet. You could probably end it after the first trial, and then because the second and the next 2 trials are fucking hard as fuck compared to, you don't really get to see the scope on screen. But I think you can do it animated. I think you can do that.
What is it called? They're like the fire-ended scroots,
the blast-ended scroots.
The blast-ended scroots.
I was waiting. I was like, oh, there's gonna be a deleted scene somewhere. Nope.
Yeah. And they never did it. And it was such a big part of the books. They raised them all year, and then they show up in the maze at the end.
Yes. I mean, and the fact that he had that knowledge going in there, that's one of those things that just kills me about being constricted to 2 to 2.5 hours of screen time. Let's make this a series. But Hondo, honestly, bro, I am so excited for you. Just get past the first movies.
Yeah.
Get past the first movies, dude.
So Hondo, this is pretty much what it's like when Matt, when me and Rick start talking wrestling, and Matt has to watch us. This is exactly how it is. What the fuck you guys talking about?
Just to compare the first 2 movies, it's like the first 2 episodes of WandaVision to folks,
Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
I see that. It was still pretty good though.
Yeah, no, it gets better for sure.
It does get better, man.
Yeah, those first ones are, I think, tough to get through. But yeah, once you get through those, it's some cool shit, man. And I love the ending. The last movie is fucking awesome. I think the last movie is probably my favorite. I think the last, it's just
Order of the Phoenix is probably mine.
Wizard on wizard action, man. I love it.
Yeah. Fucking Harry grows up right before your eyes in part 5.
Well, and along those lines, I think she really wrote them knowing her audience was growing with her. So the first couple are, kind of 8 to 12-year-old range, and then as you get older, they get a lot darker.
It's like watching James Bond grow up, bro. That's what it's like to me. Damn, he's that sick. James, he is this sick.
Bond, the wizard.
He's the James Bond. of like magic.
Potter. They call him Potter. Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Like my wand's waving, not slurred.
It's Butterbeer. It's
Don't
Butterbeer.
talk about your wand.
Hey, you guys have ever heard of a band called Harry and the Potters?
No.
Yeah. I've heard of
haven't.
them.
You
Sarah's like, yeah.
I don't know what they are, but
Sarah followed them on tour for summer.
With John Mayer?
I mean, I don't even know if they're a real band. I've heard them referenced, but I've never heard their music or anything. But
me neither. But
let's keep it like that. It sounds horrible. All right. So if you're watching right now, please like and subscribe to the video. Like the video. It's most important. Get the analytics going. And subscribe to the channel if you want all the fun content. We do this show every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Check out the replay if you can't make it for the live show. We also do an after show. We're taking this week off since there's no after show, even though there's a making of that some people said that might be kind of meta, and there might be some like show. It might be like a fake 10 episode. So we'll see if that actually happens. But we're coming back next week for Falcon and the Winter Soldier immediately after the show airs on Disney Plus. So check that out. We also have some unboxings coming. There's one dropping tomorrow. I'll give you a hint. It's got a little bit of the bubbly in it. So just a little hint for you guys. Check that out tomorrow. But around noontime it should drop. That was a fun one to do. A fun unboxing. Check that out. All right. So let's jump on to we're going to talk about WandaVision. So overall, let's give kind of our takes, non-spoiler takes for people that in case they want to jump off and come back. We'll put some timestamps in the description so people can fast forward. But first, let's do a non-spoiler, quick little overall thoughts of the WandaVision. I assume everybody's caught up. Hondo, everybody's caught up. Sarah's caught up, obviously. She's been on the after show. Overall, what were your thoughts of WandaVision, Sarah? Before we get into spoilers.
I don't know exactly what entails of spoilers.
Just
general thoughts.
Yeah, just overall thoughts. Yeah,
it's a new perspective, I think, on superheroes, which I really appreciated, and a totally different format than I've ever seen in a show. I really appreciated like the production and the music and just all of the like detailed effort that went into this show, especially considering it wasn't supposed to be the first one that we saw in this saga. It was supposed to be the fourth.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Black Widow, Shang-Chi, and Eternals, but we got this first. So it might have messed up some of the storyline aspects they wanted to run with. But yeah, it's
overall, I really enjoyed it. I rewatched it today in the background.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah. I want to rewatch the whole thing, and it like has one full movie and just check it out. So so Hondo, what about you, man? Overall, what was your overall thoughts of the series?
It started off slow, got up, then went back down, then wow, it ended like straight fire, man. I was just loving it, man. Like it went out with a I was very, very strong last episode. As
a comic reader, did you appreciate like little nods and Easter eggs and stuff for the comic fans out there?
Yeah, it was cool, but I was kind of like more focusing on the acting and the whole dramatic story, and it was just really well done, man. It went into it just was like kind of like gave me all the feels, you know. I was like, wow, this is pretty deep. And that's the thing. See, people don't understand that the vision is very, very deep. And like at the end of Age of Ultron, Vision drops some super highly philosophical stuff that I actually applied to my life and stuff. And it's dope. It's dope. I won't get into it, but he's like a very deep character. Look at that last conversation with Vision and Ultron, and see if you can get the meaning behind it. It's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I rewatched that a couple of weeks ago before the show. So it's Age of Ultron gets shit on for some reason, but I think it's one of the underrated flicks. I think it's a fun movie all around. So Everett, your overall thoughts of the WandaVisions?
Oh, dude, I loved it. I mean, it was out of order, so they probably made some adjustments. Don't know how much adjustments they made to the story overall, but I loved it. Love the fact that now it's Marvel kind of trolled the fans for a bit, and it's well warranted sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like it's fun. It was fun trolling. It's like they didn't do anything bad, but it's fun. Everybody's just angry, and I love it. So it's great. I think it's the best. I think it's the best show. One of the best shows for that particular reason. It got people so angry, and it's just like, what? Because it's not real. That's like what the whole Wandavision was about. Assholes, troll, move. I love it.
Yeah, and it's the fans' fault too. And they said there was going to be a Luke Skywalker level person, and that wasn't her quote. She never said that. It was just and the interviewer never asked her that. It was just a headline that people clicked on and went everywhere, and that's what kind of got the fever going. And if I hear a lot of people saying they didn't like the last episode, was like the lowest rated. Like, okay, well, you were going into it. You're the one that came in after the fact, that after everyone said. After everyone said it was good, then that's when you jumped in. That's when you I had a couple of problems with the beginning of it. I kind of thought it was a little slow, but once it got going, it really got going for me. And people like, I just came in late and I came in finale. Oh, it wasn't what I wanted. Well, you wrote this fan canon, and we're all guilty of this. We write a canon in our head, a certain expectation, but you gotta realize that you have to lower your own expectations for this in life too. Like, you gotta kind of calm down with not everything's gonna be Luke Skywalker, not everything's gonna be a fucking big explosion at the end of a wrestling match or whatever. So you gotta calm the fuck down, fan bases. Chill the fuck out and just appreciate what we got. We got a full season of wonderful television, some of the best superhero stuff. I think my favorite show, a Marvel show on TV, ever, aborted Daredevil. I like Daredevil a lot, but I think this is better than Daredevil. This was a great show. This was overall just wonderful, deep. Like Hondo was saying, it works on a lot of levels. If you've ever been through any kind of trauma, this is like a good therapy session for people. I think it's a good show for people to watch. If you're feeling down or depressed or some shit, if I'm feeling down, I might put this on, just kind of see Wanda's journey and how she kind of deals with it. So I thought it was a beautiful show, great show. Like Sarah said, the music was great, the set design, everything. They captured the sitcom aesthetic very well. Just a great, wonderful show. Loved it so much. All right. So let's jump to full spoilers. So we're gonna freely talk about the show. I'm gonna put this up. So if you're watching live and you don't want to hear any spoilers, mute it. And once you see that, full spoilers go away. Actually, so if you see that full spoilers go away, that's when you know to jump back in. So if you haven't seen it, mute us, and then once you see this goes.
I'll have to rejoin in the time.
There you go. All right, so it's full spoilers. Sarah, tell us some of your highlights. Some of your highlights from the season. What was your whatever you want to talk about? What'd you think of WandaVision? Full spoilers. What do you got?
Where to start? I think just as a theme, I just love this concept of what happens when a superhero or whatever gets pushed to the limit, mentally. And, because, some of us, if we're depressed, we'll lock ourselves in our room or we'll go do a bunch of destructive behavior. But what happens if that destructive behavior can literally destroy the world? Most of our consequences are kind of just in our own worlds. So I thought that was super interesting. Honestly, rewatching it today, I got a totally new appreciation for all of the opening scenes, all the opening ditties and stuff.
Yeah.
Because making a title sequence is a process, and to have a song to go along with it and have to do a new one for every episode for a while, and they were all so on point.
Yeah.
Really impressive. And then. Yeah, I don't know. I loved the whole theme of this. I love that it was a female character. Finally, I'm super excited to have somebody a little bit more relatable for me. And I really love the conversation with Vision where they talk about what is grief if not love persevering is just. I think that's something that's literally going to stick with me.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite lines in the show. That's a good.
Yeah, how deep is that in a superhero TV show that is literally 30 to 45 minute episodes?
Yeah. So what episodes? What were like some of your favorite episodes? Like what episodes stood out to you?
I mean, I really liked the one with Agnes where they go back and see Wanda's story and kind of put all the pieces together, because we haven't really seen a lot of Wanda up until this point. I think I saw a clip of all of her like pieces in the movies, and it's something like 18 minutes.
Yeah, it's sporadic over like a few movies for sure. There was some emotional set pieces, but she was not the focus of the movie. She was there very sparingly. So this is cool, like, to get her really like get her character in depth. It was, this is perfect. I love that's the best part of these Marvel shows. You get to like kind of live with these characters, kind of like see how they tick. That's why I've been saying, like, we need an X-Men TV show. I don't want a movie. I want an X-Men TV show. I want to see these characters fleshed out. So this is the wave of the future. I rather just keep these characters as TV and like the big events. Yeah, we'll go have a big event like Avengers or Secret Wars or some big event movie. That's fine. But for the most part, I want to see TV shows, man. I think these TV shows are the way to go. So far, this is started off with a bang, man. We got a lot of the rest of the year is chock full of Marvel shows. It's gonna be a busy year for Marvel, so it's exciting.
Also, upon rewatching, I really liked the 70s episode where she gets pregnant, because I think that is where it really started to kind of turn, where it's like, it's not just a sitcom, but now we're seeing Monica's in there. And that's when a lot of this started really cropping up. And rewatching it, that is a very interesting episode.
Yeah, it's like that's when stuff starts breaking down, and like the fourth wall starts breaking, and you start to see this reality is not what it is. It's kind of starting to crumble, and it's not. She doesn't have complete control. It's definitely great. Yeah, the whole season's so good. So Hondo, what are your overall thoughts? The episode, full spoilers now, and what was some of your what was like one of your standout episodes too?
I like the Halloween episode where she got to like. They got to dress up. It was just fun. I need to watch the series again because I kind of miss so much. But I don't know if I have like a favorite episode or one that stands out. I mean, I like the Halloween one. And the last one is probably, but that's the last one, right? And, I just like, man, it progressively got better. You got to see like real consequences and real, emotions and real life stuff we don't see in superheroes, and you are absolutely correct in that an X-Men show with the characters and the trouble that they face to be fleshed out, you get to actually see, superheroes suffer through PTSD and actually have real love and real things, real loss, like all of us, and we can identify with that. And, another good example of that was the Watchmen series on HBO, right? That was so great, man. That was so good. And this is just kind of like another great show like that one, and I'm on board 100%.
Yeah, right on.
Bring us more. Bring us an X-Men series, though. Seriously.
Yeah, I'm totally X-Men Academy or something like that, man. I just want to see that fleshed out, and then like the season finale, like do a big budget movie on the big screen. I'm down with that. I definitely liked the Halloween episode. Like you said, it was great. I love the costumes, little nods, the Malcolm in Middle parody, like the homage to Malcolm in Middle. I love that. That was great. They captured that era so well. I love, them in their costumes, and you kind of see more stuff kind of breaking around them. I thought it was just like the fake Pietro coming in, which it had some issues, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But definitely, just fun episode. I think that was probably my favorite one of the series for sure. Just well acted. Paul Bettany, he's everybody was so good. From Catherine Hahn to Elizabeth Olsen to Darcy. I thought everybody did great. Jimmy Woo, like all the side characters were great, man. Like they just like who thought that Jimmy Woo would be be a national treasure now. Randall Park is a national treasure now. He's getting the play. He's been in some great things, but he hasn't really had that breakout hit. He's had a couple small things that kind of broke, but I think that now the public knows that this guy's pretty good. Let's book him, book the kid. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this show. I think overall it's just really, really good. Like I said, it's probably one of my favorite Marvel shows. Just Agatha. I love the speculation. We all year, even though most of the shit we predicted or wanted, there was no Mephisto, there was no, X-Men multiverse, not yet, anyways. But it was fun speculating. I like all the could have been, what could be, and all that shit can still happen. This is the first part of a long process. We're still going to get the X-Men. We're still getting the Fantastic Four. Not right now, but I saw some hints of possible things that could happen in the future. I think we got as a fan base, try to lower your expectations for all this shit. Because you're just going to be bitter. You're just going to hate everything because it's not going to be the most spectacular thing ever. And people think like the after credit scenes for some of these Marvel movies are the greatest things ever. Some of them were whack as hell, and some of them were stupid and kind of boring and kind of pointless. Not all of them were Thanos sitting in a chair or some big event. Some of them were just kind of like throwaway, like one line jokes. So like, calm the fuck down. Like I actually dug the last the after credit scene. I thought her using her astral plane to study the Darkhold. I thought that was a great nod. Yeah, I think that that forest that where she was at was Wendigore. So I think that's I think they're gonna tie that in at some point. So I think there was a more to that scene than people want to give credit to. But let's see. Got a couple chats before we get to Ricky. What the hell is that? Is that a bunny?
That's a peace sign, probably. Oh. He walked out of the spoilers.
Oh, he hasn't. Oh, yeah, good. Haha.
Bye, Danny.
Good. Get out of here, Danny. Let's see. Big Leo 415. I love Wanda. Yes, we love Wanda. Yeah, I think it's great, man. Elizabeth. Everybody should win some award, man. I don't care what award. They need to win some awards. The music's really good. I like the end theme.
The end song's fucking great.
Yeah, I hated that theme at first because those first few episodes ended on like fucked up cliffhangers where it was just no, what are you doing? And I like how they like swerved you didn't have any after credit scene until the last 3 episodes, I believe, or the last 2 episodes. So that was good, man. They were fucking with us, man. They knew how to play with the audience, man. All these little Easter eggs they threw in early on. They threw in that scene of Grim Reaper in the opening credits of the thing. That had nothing to do with anything, and they just knew fans were going to overanalyze everything and nitpick everything. So they definitely we got worked. We got worked, but I enjoyed the ride.
But we've also got to remember that, the last saga was 24 movies. Is that right? This is one tiny, tiny piece.
Yeah, okay, for sure, yeah.
Of a group that likes to make very long character arcs.
Yeah, this is the start of a new phase, really. Well, I guess Far From Home was the start of this new phase, but this phase should be halfway through right now. But we're kind of starting it since the movies all got pushed back. But Rick, what do you think, man? What was some of your favorite moments? Some of your favorite episodes?
Well, I went back and watched some of the episodes again, and I watched the first episode and I watched the last episode because what I love about the first 2 episodes is that you kind of can tell, this is some kind of perfect world for Wanda. And I mean, people, I know they hate that, but that's what she wanted. The whole time, this is the world that she wanted to live in. You guys are watching her show. So if she could have held on, she probably would never have, let, Monica in or whatever. She slowly started losing control. And then when you go to the final episode, it's Wanda just nothing, it's all chaotic. Everything is wrong. She can't control anything, and she finally has to deal with her stages of grief, her stages of loss. And that's what people need to look at this as, almost like when they watch that. Like you said, Ray, if you're feeling down, this is the fucking show to watch. It shows how you can at first, what is she doing? She's ignoring all her pain, man. It's a perfect world. Vision's back. It's everything is lovely. And I love that that's the way she thought a perfect world was. When you get to see the episode with her and her parents, that, she's sitting down, they're sitting down for a meal, the nuclear family, that somebody's, just family dream, and it got taken away in the blink of an eye. And yeah, she'll be bitter, and then it got taken away again. So yeah, she's gonna be even more bitter. And you're right, Sarah. Like, what do you do when you're feeling like this and you can destroy the world? Like, imagine Superman depressed, or like Wonder Woman just like fucking depressed and they can't control it. Like, Superman probably does a good job more than anybody, you know, when you read that he's down, as everybody else does. But Wanda's different. She's had to deal with nothing but loss. Lost her brother, lost her family, lost the man she loved twice. Like, first time
three times, really.
3 times, yeah, exactly. She had to kill him the first time, and then fucking Thanos was like, nope, I'm gonna do it.
Let's do this again. Let's try this one more time.
It was like cold-blooded. Everything was cold-blooded for her, dude. I mean, she just had to deal with it. So I love those first like 2 episodes because that's Wanda's perfect world, and she let us fucking watch for a while. And I love that that's the way it was. Like, everybody was watching. The people, you know, Sword was watching. That's what they. Hey, anybody watching the show? Like, what's going on? I thought it was fantastic, man. The whole overall premise of the show was great. I just like you said, Ray. Depending on the hierarchy of where it was supposed to be, as far as, you know, the plot development for the whole overall next phase, I don't know, but point that I think Marvel, for their single characters from now on, should do nothing but shows. Nothing but shows. When it's the big team up, get it up there. As far as X-Men being a TV show, fuck yeah. Just don't let it be Dawson's Creek or
Logan's Creek.
Yeah, I don't want no CW fucking, you know, like young teen show. Give me something with substance. Make it like a Watchmen meets something like that, you know, like. Give it substance. Don't just fucking shortchange it. Oh, we have young teens. They're not going to really understand this. We're going to have to talk down to them, like most TV writers do. It's like, hey, I want to watch. Please, I know I'm old, but I want to watch. I grew up with these characters.
He remembers the talkies. So yeah, no, it's this is where it needs to go. You're right. It just needs to be TV shows. I'm down with this. I like fleshing out these characters. It's great.
Maybe like if you're introducing a new character, maybe do a big movie like maybe, you know, like a Shang-Chi. I'm for Shang-Chi's movie. I'm for if they would do a Fantastic Four movie. I don't want a Fantastic Four show. I want a Fantastic Four movie.
I think that would work better as a show. What I do want to see, if they're going to go the TV show, I want to see the origins of Doctor Doom as a TV show, like a nice. If you do like a 10-part series of his origin, like you could definitely. It's a pretty deep origin. I would, if they do a TV series of that, that'd be totally like start from him as a child, like go all the way up to him in college with Reed. I think
we're going to be cheering for Doctor Doom like at the end, by the end of Avengers 4.
I guarantee he's going to save the world at least once during this when he's in there. They're going to have to call on him, and he's going to be the one to save the world, which he's done many times.
He's already saved your world, Ray.
Look, he's part of the Legion. He's part of the Legion.
That's right. That's right. So all right, let's do like some of our favorite moments, favorite songs. I want to say like one of your favorite songs or jingles from the show. Favorite characters. So what was one of your favorite characters, Sarah, from the show?
That is very difficult.
We got some tough questions here.
Yeah, probably. Well, I think Vision probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. My initial thought was Agatha, but I actually think most of the scenes that really stuck with me were Vision's. Mm-hmm. And he didn't have maybe as much screen time as everyone else, but I don't know. I thought he was a very complex character for just being literally like a manifestation of her memories of him or whatever. And then like the thing with White Vision at the end, I really liked him. I thought, I don't know, he's such a complicated being where he's like very logical, but also very human and very understanding and empathetic. And I don't know. I think he's a nice representation of like masculinity in my opinion.
Yeah, you know, I would agree. He's probably my favorite character in this. I love like how like he played the doting father in all the eras of sitcoms like perfectly. He captured the era Like he did not play the same character in every show. He played the character specific to that era, and that takes talent. That's like just the little nuances he put. He played the Dick Van Dyke. He played the Colonel from what was it? I Dream of Jeannie. He played the
Danny Tanner.
He played the Brady dad. He played he played the Malcolm dad perfectly. And the episode where they had the Modern Family set up where he was like talking to the camera and stuff like that. Stuff was great. He's so good in this. And then we was having that like Sarah said, having that conversation with the White Vision at the end. Such a good, so good, just great. Yeah, he's just wonderful. I'm so glad he's getting a push right now because he's been so good.
He is great, anyways. But also, I don't know. I rewatched it, like I said today, and there's a joke in the very first episode that single men die twice as often, or like at twice the rate of married men. And I was like, the fact that like when he was single, he literally died twice, and in this show, he only dies once.
The math adds up.
I don't know. Smart writing. It's really funny.
No, the writers was so clever. They were so smart, and you could tell these are real fans. Like these are fans. That's why we like having fans write this shit because they're taking like the little nuances from some of the comics and some of the storylines. They don't have to like tell exact the exact stories. They tell they take like cherry pick the certain plot points and like run with it. I love that little nod. As a comic reader, I just appreciates it. Like, oh, cool. Like the stuff I read, they don't throw everything in there, but they throw enough to like, okay, they throw the good bits in there. I like it.
And then at the end, sorry, I keep interrupting you.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Sarah.
At the very end, I know it's just what I do.
You're so excited.
At the very end, like Wanda knows what she has to do. She has to break down the hex, and I just love Vision is so like supportive without being condescending or anything. She's like, I know what I have to do, or like I know the right thing to do or something. And he says like, just not for us. And she's like, just not for us. Like they're so practical about it, and so like, okay, yes, we have to let this town be free, but that means we can't be together, and that's horrible. But
what was your favorite jingle of the show?
Oh no, I don't know. I really like the Bewitched one, actually. Watching, that one is so fun. And I didn't even notice
WandaVision.
the stars are in a hexagon shape at the beginning. I don't know how I did that the first time.
That was pretty catchy. Yeah. I think I'll probably go with the Agatha all along. I love that. I popped it. I rewound that a couple of times. I just thought that was so charming and hilarious when that came on. That was so unexpected too. Like you just think, all right, you just had this big revelation that shit was going down, and then you just got the catchiest fucking song. And who knew Cawthorne Hahn could sing? So that was her actually singing. So that was pretty good. Hondo, what about you, man? Who's one of your favorite characters, man, in the show?
I like Fake Petro. just because of the fact that Sarah said she dated him, and I was dying when you said that. She goes, yeah, I dated him. Basically,
that's a New Mexico boy right there.
That was so funny.
Oh yeah, that's Cream City. That's Seattle, Sarah.
I woke up with Skittles stuck in my
pants. Wow, that's a story for another show.
She was dating one of the band members of Spin Doctors.
I wish it was that cool. No.
Okay, so I yield my time to Sarah because it seems like she has a lot more to say.
What was your favorite? What was your favorite jingle?
I have to see it again. I'm not really, I'm not recalling so well. I have to see it again, man.
I'm picking up the soundtrack for sure. I love this. The music was great. Like in little moments, like when she's like running through the town, there was like a little song beat I thought was really good, and the jingles were great, and just the music at the end credits is just it's so haunting and just so like nerving and stuff. It's so great. It so perfectly captured your mood, and you're like when it felt like you're watching like almost like an Outer Limits episode at the end, like when that screen comes on, you see the WandaVision come up. I thought it was great. Just little things like that. And also like the opening when they started doing the previously on like the before credit, her mood changed like during every like previously on WandaVision, so you kind of see it wasn't the same one. So just like the attention to detail in the show is amazing. It's crazy how much detail they went on this. Effort, favorite character.
Dude, I'm riding with Paul Bettany, man.
Yeah.
He shit, dude. Every single like you said, he was Dick Van Dyke, Danny Tanner. He was Mike Brady. Dude, he was every TV dad pretty much. I grew up watching, which was dope, and seeing him be like Wanda's version of Vision, like just so supportive and everything, and just being like a good father, being a good dude. I mean, even like when Wanda wasn't controlling him, he was just being Vision. I mean, he was looking to help her still. That's how much Wanda thought of him. Like that he even left on his own. He became an autonomous being based off of her memory of him. And I thought that was dope, because when we actually do get Vision back, it's the white Vision, which is, I think, probably it is the real Vision, right? It's the body, not the programming that was there before, but the body got repaired. And let me ask y'all a question first of all. When it comes to that, that's one thing I had an issue with. I wasn't.
I was going to come to that next. Like, what was your guys' dislikes of this episode?
Who took dislikes? Yeah, sorry, but who took the body at the end?
The body flew away.
No. When Vision first died after Thanos killed him, who took the body?
Sword.
Did they? Because wasn't it like I remember something that they were gonna look into. What's it called? Was gonna look into it. I thought the body was in Wakanda.
It was.
I think it was, but yeah.
That Sword came in and stole it,
or they gave it up. That wasn't their property.
But
5 years.
How does Sword go into Wakanda and take something back if they don't want to give it up? That's where my plot point came, and that could be something that may have not been talked about. That could have been, but maybe they'll talk about that in Winter Soldier. I don't know.
Sam Jackson was part of. He's some kind of deal with Sword too. So that's he's. I think something to do with Nick Fury.
Yeah. So yeah. So
or maybe not.
Paul
Nick Fury was in the blip. Yeah. So let's talk about anybody have any dislikes of the show? I did kind of like. I was kind of bummed that we didn't see more of the Quicksilver. It was just kind of stunt casting. I kind of agree with that. Like I was kind of like, all right, don't bring fucking Evan Peters in. I get it. You're trying to fuck with the fans. That's cool and all, but if you bring in that, it just sets up promise for other things that if you're gonna if this turns out a couple years from now that this actually counts and they're actually gonna do something with the multiverse, and this is not just a coincidence. He looks like the Quicksilver from the Fox X-Men universe. So I think that'll probably be the only real pet peeve I had. Like, oh, come on, like I wanted to see more of that. Like, don't give me Ralph Boner. It's a fun joke. It's a funny joke, but this better lead to something. If it's a one and done, Evan Peters. That's it. Quicksilver was just like a kind of a thing to troll the fans. It'll come I don't know. It's not going to ruin the show for me, but it's kind of like. But Sarah, was there anything you didn't like about WandaVision? Anything that kind of just?
Yes. I have 3.5 minor complaints.
Do you want to start with the half?
Okay.
Let's build
That'd
up
be
to
great.
that.
Let's get that little half out of there.
Okay.
Half positive.
My half complaint is that I wanted to know more about the town, because if we think about it in context of this timeline, the second snap just happened, right? Everybody just came back.
Yeah, this was like 7 days after the snap or something like that.
So shouldn't they all, theoretically be happy that their loved ones are back and all this kind of stuff? Or has the turmoil of the fact that we now have double the population and double people in housing and all that stuff, has that already kind of sunk in? Because there are some economic issues of having the population double suddenly.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I would think everybody would still be in this happy place of oh, my husband's back, or my kid is back, or whatever, and they are not happy in this town.
Yeah, her walking into the town looked pretty depressed. Like it looked like it went through some shit. It looked like the world went through some shit. Like when you see was it Infinity War?
Yeah.
Or no, sorry, Endgame. When he goes into San Francisco, there's trash all over. It's kind of looks like a mess. So yeah, it looks like the world has kind of like been a mess for the last few years.
Well, and I would expect it then because half the jobs aren't filled. But after 5 years, I feel like everybody would have adjusted. Probably people would have gotten into like nicer apartments and things like that because there's more available.
You would think.
Better jobs. But then their loved ones come back. So I would think, I don't know. I was just kind of surprised that this town was so run down. But it's not the story about the town. So that's why it's a half complaint. It's a baby complaint.
All right. Your next grievance?
It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor for coming out of COVID. All of us. When we get there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if everyone's all happy and coming back and stuff.
Not me.
Okay, first real complaint. First real complaint is they never closed the loop on Senior Scratchy. I heard that there was a deleted scene where he like turns into a demon and it's kind of a thing, but they thought the finale, it was like kind of too much to add to the finale episode, so they cut it. But we made so much of a thing about Senior Scratchy and him like eating the bird and stuff that I wanted a quick explanation. Like the explanation in the deleted scene is apparently that he's her familiar.
Okay. Yeah. In the comic, she has a cat.
Right.
So it's they changed it to a rabbit, I guess, to throw people off. Like they would have figured it, even though people figured it out pretty much like right away. This is Agatha Harkness, so it was like the worst kept secret in the fucking MCU.
Yeah,
but still fun, some fun surprise.
All I needed was one line to explain Senior Scratch. That's like, oh, I'm Agatha Harkness, and
here's my rabbit, and here's my familiar. All right, so
okay, so that was one. 2 is I wanted more of an explanation of Hayward's big plan. Because he was kind of a big character for a while, and we all hated his guts.
Mephisto, he's Mephisto, okay?
I'm gonna come through the screen right now. No, I'm just kidding. But like, I feel like that was kind of anticlimactic. Like he let White Vision out into the world, and then got arrested. But we didn't like. What was his big game plan with White Vision?
And why did he get arrested? It looks like he was trying to save the town people. Like, even though he was like had nefarious means, he was like doing some shady shit. But I don't know. He was kind of looked like Wanda was kind of the villain in this. I don't know.
Yeah. So I don't know. I kind of just thought his storyline petered out a little bit. And my third complaint is that we still don't know who the freaking FBI witness protection guy is.
Yeah. I think and
that again is such an easy thing to just it was the postman or whatever, hey, he's delivering messages. Maybe that's a nod to him being an informant. Okay, that's all I need, but there was nothing to close that loop. And those are the ones that I don't think that they're really going to continue on with very much.
I think Haywood, is that his name, Haywood or Hayward? Haywood. I think Haywood actually might have more because it's going to be more. I think Sword's going to be more involved with Falcon and Winter Soldier, and
Sharon Carter's Skull.
Yeah, I mean, we all have like our theories, and I'm as soon as you guys were talking about this, one just popped into my head. What if he's not really ultimately working for Sword? What if he's Hydra?
What if he's a Skrull?
Yeah, what if he's a Skrull? I mean, but what if he is Hydra, and that's maybe what they're going to talk about, coming up. Well, I think Hydra's still a big player out there.
Vision is white right now, so I get
no, because the one thing I thought about was when Sarah, you just said that the guy might not come back, and the first thing that popped into my head was like these minor characters came back, like the guy they saved in at the beginning of Winter Soldier. He was an agent for S.H.I.E.L.D., but it turns out he was Hydra, and then it turned out that you found out that Gary Shandling, he was Hydra too. And I mean, these guys were big characters, but they're the nefarious politicians and the people in charge. Right. And I think he could possibly be that, or like you said, Ray, he could be a Skrull. So
Yeah,
I think
she's gonna pop out. Yeah, I don't think this is the last.
I think I don't think that's the one. But everything else, Harif, yeah, I agree with you. They haven't wrapped up shit. But that one, I think there's a chance that we're gonna see more to it.
Okay, well, if that happens, then
Yeah.
I take back my deduction.
Yeah, I think that's the only one.
We'll come back to this at some point.
That one, yes.
Like 2.5 years. Or whatever. Okay.
So Hondo, any grievances about the show? Anything you didn't like?
Yes. Well, it's a minor complaint. As a comic book fan, you already revealed that Monica Rambeau has powers. So why not show it a little more? Why not have,
Origin story.
Yeah. Well, she's gonna be showing up in the Miss.
Story,
she's gonna be showing up in Miss Marvel, the TV show, the Kamala Khan, and she's gonna show up in Captain Marvel too. So this is just the beginning of her story. We're definitely gonna see more. And I don't think they wanted to focus. They didn't want to put too much focus on her, just enough to get you peaked for what she's gonna do in the future. Because this is when it comes down to it, it's WandaVision. They want to focus on WandaVision. So
they're wetting your beak, kid. They're wetting your beak.
Yeah. But I do like her inclusion. I like the fact that the book I bought for $1 is now worth $100.
Nice.
So that's cool. That us geeks that speculate didn't even speculate, just bought a cheap dollar book. Is now like, some of these books are actually worth some money now. So what about you, Rick? Any complaints? Any complaints, minor or major?
I'm not sure if I really had too many complaints about it. I thought the Skrull thing, I knew that was coming. It's just the way Marvel works. They like to interweave their stories. The one thing though, Ray, I do think it's Wundagore, but if they're gonna say it's Wundagore, dude, fucking just throw that in there and just like give me Wundagore Mountains. That's all I wanted to see. If you're gonna say that. Don't give me this that we're gonna find this shit out later. That's a troll. That's one troll move that will set me off. Like, you sons of bitches, I knew it. But yeah, I mean, and everything. The Ralph Boner thing was probably one of those things. After the fact, it's like, yeah, I agree with you, dude. Like, don't. If you're gonna bring in anybody, you could have brought in Aaron Johnson and just said that he was the same dude. But you brought in somebody from another universe. Yeah. Somebody who we're hoping and we're expecting. Yep.
I have thoughts on that. What if one of the things or one of the shows or movies that was supposed to release before this kind of gives the story of mutants, and so we would have known?
That's what I'm thinking. I think Black Widow is going to have some hints, and Shang-Chi was supposed to have some major hints too.
Mutants?
To mutants, yeah. So I think at this point we already had some mutants already. I think we already had not either on screen, but at least hints of one. Right. And Falcon and Winter Soldier has Madripoor involved in their storyline. I think.
Yes.
That's
big.
I think at this point, and we saw Wanda already having some powers already before she got the. So I think they already kind of been. They were at this point they would already been hinting at mutants, and that would have probably made more sense. But yeah, I think we're gonna. I think like you said in the beginning, like the time is off right now. So once all these movies come out, those 3 movies come out, I think we're gonna get a clearer picture of the future of the MCU for sure, with involving the mutants.
Magneto vibes with your thing though, bro. Super Magneto vibes.
Yeah, I hope they like they've retconned that in the comic, her being Magneto's daughter, like, which sucks. I've never been a fan of that. Like, to me, she's always going to be his daughter, and they've reprinted those storylines a bunch too. So I think they're going to gonna retcon the retcon and go back to Magneto. It's just one of those comic folklore things. It's one of those storylines in the comics that just kind of made sense for the comics, and it's just one of those big storylines. I understand why they did it. They wanted to de-push the mutants, and they're trying to focus on the Inhumans and all that crap like that. But I hope they go back to that, because it's there's a lot of fleshy storyline you can get out of that. All right, that was a fun little spoiler. Any final thoughts before we end the spoiler review? The full spoilers. Sarah, any final thoughts before we get out of here of the spoilers?
I had one, but I lost it. So I think
you can put it in the comments below. What about you, Hondo?
Man, that Scarlet Witch outfit at the end, and the hot toy came out today. The pre-sales on that, man, that thing is fire, man. That thing is like awesome. Wow. That'll be the Halloween costume.
Yeah.
it's just fantastic.
Cool.
It just blows me away.
Yeah, I like seeing it with the cape and everything too. Like the cape looks. Really
Looks.
Yeah, it's kind of like a vision kind of like designs on the cape and stuff too. It's a little tribute to her. Yeah, the Vision hot toy they're coming out with too looks great too.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this looks expensive.
Cool.
All these look.
You know what, dude? They're trying to take all our money. Do you guys realize how many fucking series they have for these guys this fucking year? They're gonna have hot toys for almost every single one of these.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna take our money, bro.
Yeah. Can't wait to see what the She-Hulk one looks like. But yeah, these look cool.
Sorry, I do have one other thought.
Go ahead. Sorry, you got.
Of course,
She found it. She got it.
Of course you do.
I don't know that this is what I was going to say, but I did want to just quickly mention the commercials.
Oh yeah.
We haven't talked about that yet, and that was such a like innovative way to do this, and they were all spot on for that era, and kind of told this storyline of like women's roles throughout time. Of like the first one, it's like you don't want to burn your husband's toast, and by the end,
yeah,
and by the end, it's like, oh, do you want to be in this reality or what? So I just thought that was really creative and new, and I appreciate it a lot. That's all. Okay, I'm done.
Krista, the Vision was dope. The Vision is dope. Yeah. All right. Any other final thoughts before we get out? Not get out of here, but stop the spoiler review. Any other thoughts you want to effort?
Great show. Love the fact that they troll the fans, and just remember this is only the beginning for this like TV phase. So I can't wait to see where it goes from here.
Yeah, right on. Also, they dropped the Marvel Legends for that. I think the Wanda looks cool. I think they picked a bad angle with that shot of her like moving around. The one where she's standing still looks a lot better. I like the White Vision. I'm probably definitely gonna get the White Vision. I think the White Vision
looks sick.
Vision looks good. Yeah, I might have to pick these up, man. That's a pretty cool. Some cool Marvel Legends. Just there's going to be a Disney Plus wave coming out. I think we're going to get White Vision, Scarlet Witch, Falcon. Falcon has Captain America and Winter Soldier, and I forgot what the other two figures are. But that's going to be a fun wave. I think they're going to probably announce that pretty soon since some of the spoilers are out now for some of the shows. So I think probably we won't see them all until the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier, which I'm pretty sure he's going to become Captain America at the end. So I don't think that's a spoiler. It's just pretty good speculation. All right. So let's stop with the spoilers. All right. Good. Yeah. Spoilers. Go. Bye. All right. No more spoilers. I can't believe Reed Richards showed up. That was crazy.
Galactus.
When Galactus came, that was insane. Man. When Batman showed up, that was really cool. All right. Cool. So if you've been watching, Spawn showed up. He was magic. So if you're watching right now, please like the video. Shoot us a like. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Check us out. That helps the analytics. I appreciate that for sure. All right, let's talk. I got any more? No more comics. Cool. All right. So now we're gonna go to our top five magic users in pop culture. These are just your favorites. It doesn't have to be the most powerful, the most well-known, whatever. This is just your personal list of magic users in pop. So this could be from video games, books, TV, cartoons, movies, what have you, whatever the hell you want, whatever you want to pull your magic out of, whatever rabbit you want to pull the hat out of. Let's see what I did there. All right, we'll go a couple honorable mentions. We'll do two honorable mentions, and then we'll go 5 to 1. We'll do 5 and then 4, then 5, go around the room. The whole list thing. All right. Sarah, we'll go Sarah, Hondo, me, Rick. So it keeps it easier for me to keep track. So Sarah, let's have your honorable mentions.
Can I say Jamie Fraser's ass? Is that magical enough? No. It is magical, you guys. His entire back is whipped to shreds, literally, and that ass is.
That's America's ass.
That is Scotland's ass, actually, but
okay.
I'll take it. Okay, if we're not talking about that, okay, this is so hard. I guess we'll start with Melisandre from Game of Thrones.
Okay.
She's one of my honorable mentions because I honestly don't love her character that much, but she brought us some really memorable moments. We got resurrecting Jon Snow. We got the creepy shadow baby. We got the magic necklace. Like, doesn't everybody want a magic necklace like that? Like, that was awesome. And that also spawned a lot of theories about other characters who could possibly be using like the glamour spell. So even though I don't love her, like I thought she deserved a mention on this list.
That's good. That's a good shout. Yeah, for sure.
And then my other honorable mention is Galadriel from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Dude, what a powerful witch. She's one of the 3 elvish ring holders. And she's known for being one of the most powerful beings in that entire world. She lives to be like over 8,000 years old, which is also pretty cool. And I love her because when Frodo comes to her with the ring, she turns it down. She says, no, like that power will corrupt me and it's not good for everyone else if I have it. And that takes some like extraordinary wisdom and foresight to be able to be like, I am one of the most wise, powerful beings on this planet, but I shouldn't have this power. And I love her for that.
Yeah, finally a woman doesn't want a ring. Jeez.
Wow.
Hondo, what's your honorable mentions?
Okay, my honorable mentions are Mr.
Anderson?
Kennedy.
Mr.
No, not
Anderson.
Mr. Grant Morrison, the magician himself. So, writer Grant Morrison is a true magician. He really believes in it, and he tells you how to create magic. You ask for realistic things, not to become, the Lord of the World or anything. He even says that. And he wrote this character based on him. Where is
What's his name?
Right there.
What's the name of the character?
What's his name as a character?
King Mob. This character.
King
this
Mob.
This character right here, King Mob, is based on him. And he wrote in the story where King Mob gets sick. And in real life, at the same time, Grant Morrison got sick. And he was saying that was magic in effect. And he got like gravely sick, like he almost died and stuff. So that's one pick. And my other pick, of course, I'm going to pick Mr. Alan Moore.
He's a magician?
Yeah, he is. When he turned 40, he said I'm a magician. He said I came up with the crazy idea of saying I'm a magician. And so he writes, he goes, I think that storytelling and creation are very close to the center of what magic is about. I think not just for me, but for most of the cultures that have had a concept of magic. And then he says the manipulation of language and words. So the use of words and language and like storytelling has like a magical effect on you. And this guy is a king of writing, man. He gave us so much in terms of writing. And so those are my 2 magicians, and they totally claim that they're magic. So I'm going with it. That's my pick.
Yeah, Alan Moore is definitely a fictional character for sure. Fictional magician for sure. All right. So my honorable mentions. I'll go Dr. Fate. I love Dr. Fate. He's a badass. Kent Nelson. I always thought he was cool as a kid. I had the figure, the superpowers figure. I always thought he was a cool magician. I like the Ankh he used. Got ties to ancient Egypt and stuff too. I've always kind of preferred him over Doctor Strange. I kind of always preferred Doctor. He always looked cooler. He always had he always seemed like a better magician a better magic user in the end. I just thought he was a badass looking character too. He's definitely one of my favorite characters. They tried to reboot him a couple times. It didn't work. They tried. Remember he had in the 90s. He had like a silver streak in like a red streak in his hair. He had a dagger instead of a helmet. It was 90s were such a mess. But the old school Dr. Fate with the helmet. The helmet. What's the helmet called, Alex? The helmet.
The helmet of Naboo.
Naboo. Yeah, the helmet of Naboo. Yeah, just a great concept. I always love reading his character, especially in the Justice Society of America. I love those characters a lot. So definitely one of my favorites. And my other honorable mention is Pablo. El Brujo Especial from Ash versus Evil Dead. I thought he was great. I just finished rewatching the series again. I love that show. I thought he was great. His journey from just being like just a slut that works at a fake Circuit City to being the Brujo Especial. Learning from you learn from his uncle, and he was destined to be a Brujo. And just his journey, like he absorbed the evil of the book, the Necronomicon at one point, and he was just. But by the end of the series, he was a badass. I thought Pablo, his story arc. I wish Dre could have that story arc because he looks dead on like him.
Straight up like Pablo.
He looks just straight up like him. Like it's just like he should sue him at some point. But I thought him as the Brujo Especial was great. His journey to a magic user, I thought was great. He's definitely an honorable mention for me. So Rick, what do you got, man? What's your honorable mentions?
All right, so all of my list, when I think about it, it's like bracketed like the Final Four. It's who beats who. So my honorable mentions, Lopan from Big Trouble Little China, man. Good one. I wish we had a lot more backstory when it comes to him. He probably might be up there. He was up there for 2,000 years, just fucking doing it big. The reason he's not on my top list, when I started thinking about it, I was like, wait a minute. Well, he was doing it for 2,000 years. The girl with green eyes, he kept on trying like a fool. So you didn't hit the top for that one, buddy. But Chinese black magic off the fucking hook throughout the whole movie, and Lopan's a big part of that. So. Another one staying, with more magicians, Far East magicians, Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat, dude, the Soul Stealer.
Yeah.
If you guys if anybody's played Mortal Kombat or just knows that this is like the one fighting game that really does have a rich storyline, dating back from like the first game to current. People have died. Some fighters have not been resurrected. Others have been. You might have like Scorpion, but it's the fourth version of Scorpion now because there have been Scorpions before him, Sub-Zeros before them. But Shang Tsung, he's been eternal, stealing everybody's soul, who fucking loses against them. And the fact that he has that finish him, your soul is mine, and all that. He has some of the best lines in Mortal Kombat. And yeah, so Shang Tsung.
Oh, awesome. Good picks, Rick. All right. So let's go into our top 5. All right. Number 5, Sarah. What's 5 on your magic users list?
All right. My number 5 is none other than Miss Nymphadora Tonks.
Oh, yeah.
From the Harry Potter world. So I love her because, first of all, she's a half-blood, which in this war kind of like makes her a little bit of an underdog, theoretically. Like,
I like how you say this war like it's in real life. I like it means so much to.
It is real life.
You're my kind of geek, Sarah. You're my kind of geek.
But she has metamorph magi powers, so she can shapeshift, she can change her hair color, she can change what she looks like, which is so dope. I wish I had that power. That would be awesome. And she's kind of a troublemaker in her like younger years. But she is such a badass. She becomes an Auror. She marries a werewolf. She has his baby. And like they separate for a little while because he kind of freaks out and doesn't want to bring like a half werewolf child into the world. And she's still like, when he comes back, like sticks with him to the end until, hey, earmuffs, Alex. Until Bellatrix murders her.
He knows.
All right, Alex, go ahead. Put it back on, Alex.
Am I good?
Dude, by the time he gets to that point, he's not going to remember any of this, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? I don't care. Yeah.
So until she gets murdered.
By the end of this episode, he's not going to remember that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, this is a long ways away. But until she gets murdered by Bellatrix, which gets Molly Weasley to turn around and like have one of my favorite moments in the movies ever. So I think Tonks is awesome. I think she's underrated. Oh, and she's a Hufflepuff. Just want to put that out there.
Represent. Hondo, what's your number 5?
I was gonna go at Merlin, but instead I'm gonna go with Dr. Stephen Strange. He's got a great story, you know. He was a surgeon, and he lost his ability to be a surgeon, so he studied magic, and he became the Sorcerer Supreme. You know, he's an iconic superhero. He's probably the first. No, not the Southerner Supreme.
Okay. Oh, my bad.
By the way, I didn't know it was fictional characters. So my bad with the Alan Moore and Grant Morrison pick. But
I was like, am I going to pick Spielberg? He's a magician to me.
I picked Michael Jackson.
Yeah, you could.
George
it's
Lucas.
Your favorite, right? Like, I thought it was your favorite. Okay, anyways.
Yeah, whatever you
Strange.
want. Hondo, you do your list, whatever the hell you want to do.
Okay, Doctor Strange. So, he's a powerful magician, and you know, he's the man. So, you know, we all know about Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. All right, my number 5. I'm going with Gandalf. Gandalf the Grey. Gandalf the White, pretty powerful, pretty badass. But Gandalf the Grey fought the Balrog, man. That was just that scene alone, man. He was badass. He was like, I had problems, not problems, but the first Lord of the Rings movie is kind of a draw. But Gandalf definitely. The bow, yeah. Well, that's in Two Towers, even though that was in the first book, right? Yeah, it was the start of Two Towers. But that was a badass. I thought he was a badass for sacrificing himself. You know, that whole end scene. I thought he was just hilarious. Smoking his pipe at the beginning, just a fucking badass. Ian McKellen plays him so well. The perfect guy. It was I think was it Sean Connery was up for that role before?
Didn't understand it.
Yeah, I think I don't know. That would have been pretty awesome. As Sean Connery as Gandalf would have been kind of cool. I don't know. I want to go to that alternate universe. But Ian McKellen was a badass, man. I thought it was great. Yeah, Gandalf the Grey, man. My number 5. Hold on, Rick. We got Krista coming in with some of her picks. Elphaba.
Krista, just wait. I'm on. We got this.
Maleficent and Luna Lovegood. I like Luna Lovegood, man. Yeah, she's awesome.
Maleficent.
Maleficent. Malfeasance. Rick, number 5.
All right, so for me, number 5, this one, because I'm a big video gamer, and I know, like, I get ensconced into the whole world. Khadgar from World of Warcraft. People like are going to say, "Well, who's Khadgar?" I'm glad you asked. Well, if you want to crash course into who Khadgar is, the Warcraft movie is out there. He's one of the major players in it. But Khadgar, he started out as a lonely servant. Was accused of crimes. Some people just want to know more magic. And that's the whole thing. He kept on trying to get more, and he became more powerful. People didn't, like him because he was, going against what this other great magician who happened to be evil, what he was into, and he kind of got ostracized by the king, the monarchy and shit, and it just put him in a whole thing where he was like just an outcast for much of his young years, until finally he was proven to be right on everything. Fought the dude, won. Took over like the mage council for the Kirin Tor, and he's like a pivotal character in the whole thing. He'd probably be almost like Anorak, Ray in the Oasis. See, he has like that level of power when it comes to, and especially with magic. In Warcraft, you have all these different races. You have different character traits, and you have different classes. And for mages, Khadgar is by far like the most powerful mage. He's defeated demons, like grand demons that have like come over. Like there has been times where he's pretty much kept everything at bay and just like saved their world without even knowing it. It's just he's the one fighting these, and nobody sends him to fight him. He just goes because it's the right thing to do. Sometimes he's outmatched, but sometimes even tissue paper wearers, that's what we call mages in Warcraft, they get through it because they're just so powerful. And Khadgar, yeah, I know people won't. I just wanted his name to get out there. Khadgar's hella powerful. Yeah.
Right on. All right. Let's go to our number 4 magic users. Number 4. I can't wait to see what real life character Hondo's gonna pick. So Sarah, what's your number 4?
Well, since this is SF Comic Book Company Hour, I went with the genie from Aladdin. Mostly the original one. Will Smith is fine, but we all love Robin Williams. Come on.
Yeah, Will Smith is not fine. He ruined that movie for me. But the original Robin Williams genie.
Yeah. So I mean, the genie is such a great character. He's been enslaved basically for like 10,000 years. And we've all been in quarantine for 1 year and are like dying. So, and he still comes out and has
such a good attitude.
Yeah, and he didn't have Netflix. So that's what, come on.
He didn't have Netflix. Right. He has such a good attitude. And really, he could have fucked Aladdin over so much harder than he did. Like, he's all powerful pretty much. There's only 3 things he can't do. He can't kill people. He can't raise people from the dead, although he does have that weird like corpse pop up. So he can't make people fall in love. But other than that, I mean, Aladdin wished to be a prince. He could have made him the Prince of Antarctica and just like shipped him away to freeze. He could have been so much worse. But instead, he's this fun guy who has all these powers and uses it to help people. And I also kind of just wonder about there's lots of origin stories for genies, but we see Jafar become a genie, right? And he does not have the same personality traits. They are not inherent in just becoming a genie.
He's a dick. He's a dick.
And that just makes me think that like probably the original person, if the genie was a person before this that was enslaved in a bottle, it makes me think that he was just this fun-loving guy who wasn't power hungry like Jafar or whatever, but like maybe made a bad deal along the way, and now he's paying for it, but has a good attitude about it. And I appreciate that.
Awesome.
That's my number 4.
Number 4. All right, Hondo. Barney Stinson from How I Met Your Mother.
Urban Magic Johnson. No,
David Copperfield.
Magic Johnson. That's pretty good.
Okay, this is recency bias also, but she's dope. She's a badass. We all love her, and I'm sure we're going to hear more from her in this panel. Magic. Ilyana Rasputin. She was trained by both Doctor Strange and the demon from hell. Is it Sim? Which one is it, Ray? Sim, right?
Yeah.
Sim. She spent 7 years, or like how many years in limbo?
It's like 7 or 8 or some shit like that, yeah.
So she's a mutant. She has the mutant power, but also she's highly effective and trained in magic. And she creates that sword and that armor that comes on her when she manifests a certain amount of powers. Man, she's a dope character, and like she's getting the rightful props that she's been deserved. She's now in Strange Academy, X-Men. They put her in the New Mutants movie. By the way, Anna Taylor-Joy is an excellent pick for her, and I thought she was great in that movie. So, anyways, that's my number 4, man.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, she almost made my list. Yeah, she almost made my list. She was on the brink. Yeah, I love that character. She's awesome. Yeah, Anna Taylor-Joy. That's one of my picks. If we could pull some of these characters from
that's one I would keep.
Fox. And it would kind of make sense. She's she has powers that can fuck with time and space. So you can kind of make sense of that. Her coming over. And you never know. Maybe she's got some heat on her right now too. So maybe they would want to bring her back. But I don't know. We'll see. But that was a good pick. I like Magic a lot, man. She's fucking a badass. She's a badass character. I love that character. But I'm going with another female comic book character on the DC side. Zatanna. Got him. Zatanna, she's an awesome character. She basically her spells work where she says the words backwards, and that's how she uses her powers. Her father trained Batman. That was a great episode of the Batman animated series. Like her father trained Batman how to to be an escape artist and such. And she's been getting a lot more play in the last few years more. She hasn't really got any movie love yet, but I think she'd be great on the big screen. She's starred in a few of the animated Justice League Dark movies and such. But I think she's a great character. She's always fun. She's always fun when she shows up. And she's a badass. She's a badass in fishnets and a top hat, man. You can't go wrong with that. She's just a cool magic user. She's always a badass. So I love her as a character. She's a great character. So yeah, Zatanna, my number 4. Rick, what's your number 4?
All right. So my number 4 comes from C.S. Lewis, the White Queen, the White Witch. She is, dude. She plays dirty. She treats people like shit, but she has enslaved Narnia for a fucking long ass time, and that takes some power. The fact that she was able to pretty much put like Narnia in like darkness, and anybody who's that strong and they have like a prophecy of people gonna like vanquish you. I mean, shit. So yeah, the White Witch is fucking Jadis. She is, she's like Omega level, like as far as like magic users go. She's pretty ruthless. I think that's what happens. Like you said, Sarah, like Galadriel, she fucking like said, no, I don't want this. Jadis is like, no, give it to me. I'll take it. If he doesn't want it, I'll take it. It's cool. So I kind of dig that about her, that sometimes that's what makes people these more powerful, like wizards and like witches and all these magic users. The fact that sometimes the good guys, yeah, they they show in battle because their courage wills them into battles maybe they want to see. But fucking like the bad guys, I fucking dig them because they're like, yeah, give me the power, I'll take the power. Yeah, they're like what's that? Larfleeze from
Green Lantern.
Yeah, the Agent Orange. Yeah, so it'd probably be like him and shit, just like mine. Daffy Duck and with the genie, mine.
And she gets kids to eat rose flavored candy.
Yeah, right.
That's magical. I like them as an adult. As a child, I would not have liked them.
All right, number 4. All right, so let's go to our number 3. Sarah, number 3, what you got?
All right, I didn't want to pull 2 from the same universe or like world, but here we are. It's Hagrid. I love Hagrid.
Nice.
From the Harry Potter world. Hagrid has had, he's pulled a tough lot, man. He's half giant, which is very obvious if you meet him, which is...
I can relate, yeah.
Super scandalous. And giants in the wizarding world are known as being like beasts and awful, and people like even the good wizards at this point, like the Weasleys and stuff, have a bad opinion of giants at this point. So that's tough. Then when he's in school, he gets framed for murder. Okay, so then he can't go to school anymore. He gets expelled, but he still, like many of my characters on this list, he makes the best of it. He gets a lot of really cool pets. He is like one of the most trusted people in the entire series. And he's actually, I think, very powerful. And I'll tell you why. All of these other fools, they have to have a wand to do their spells. And they have to say words to do their spells. Whereas Hagrid has his umbrella, which maybe it has like wand pieces in it or something. But he has his umbrella, and he often, I don't know if he ever says anything, and he makes stuff happen. And that is harder to do in the Harry Potter world. So I think secretly he is one of the most powerful wizards in this world. He just kind of can't use it, and also doesn't really have that motivation. Like he would rather be out breeding weird species and like hanging out with hippogriffs and stuff than learning how to curse people. And I really like Hagrid for that. He's great.
That's awesome. That's a
and
good
he's like such a brilliant character.
His wand is that it's hidden in his umbrella. And he doesn't do magic. And you're right about the not speaking. He doesn't do a lot of magic, or tries not to, because he doesn't want to get Dumbledore in trouble, because Dumbledore let him keep his wand. They're supposed to strip him of his wand, and he let him keep it. He is a strong ass magic user. We just don't really trip on it.
But I also wonder, like, does putting an umbrella on your wand mess it up? Because wands, I'm not getting an accent. Ron's, there we go. Ron's, he like breaks a little bit, and his spells are all over the place for a while. So I'm curious if like.
I think it's hidden inside.
Yeah, it's still intact.
I think it's all intact. It's just hidden. It wasn't fashioned into the umbrella. It's just hidden inside the umbrella. Well,
either way, he's working at a handicap here. He doesn't say spells, and he didn't finish school at Hogwarts. So maybe Dumbledore trained him like under the table kind of situation. I don't know, but I think he's very powerful and was given a really tough situation, and he still kills it, man. He's great.
Yeah, listen up, HBO. That'd be a good series right there. That'd be a good series.
I think it's a little too close to like Newt Scamander, though, having two people who are really into magical creatures.
No, well, at least Hagrid can open his eyes. All right. So what's your number 3? Squinty ass Newt. What's your number 3?
By the way, I'll be looking out for all this stuff as I continue.
Yeah, it's all gonna make sense. Yeah. After you watch it all, come back and watch this episode. Be like, oh, okay, now it makes sense. Now
okay. So my number 3 is Gandalf the Grey, and the reason not the white.
Okay.
Because my first time hearing about Gandalf was in the Lord of the Rings cartoon.
Rankin Bass.
That's what I was talking about.
And there's the Lord of the Rings, and then the Hobbit. And watching that as a kid, man, I friggin' loved it. It was one of my first introductions to Wizard, and that the voice of Gandalf in the cartoon was John Huston, and so he is in the Hobbit. He is Gandalf the Grey, and Gandalf the White is cool, but like everything before he died was he's Gandalf the Grey, and everything he's doing as Gandalf the Grey is just as impressive as what he does as Gandalf the White, except for coming back from death. But that's neither here or there. So it's funny because I told Bud at work, I said you should be Gandalf, and then he said, no, the proper person would be Bill. And so that made me think of Bill, and so rest in peace to Bill.
R.I.P. Bill. Yep. Yeah, I always thought Gandalf when I saw that fucker walking around.
Yeah.
I miss Bill, man. Good dude, man.
Good dude. Hella cool, man. So that's my number 3 pick.
Right on. All right, my number 3, Dr. Orpheus from the Venture Brothers.
Wow.
Dr. Orpheus.
Dr. Orpheus, pretty much Dr. Orpheus.
About him.
He's basically he's a parody of Doctor Strange. He's below, he's like Doctor Strange, but amped up more, he turned up to fucking 15. He's if you've never watched Venture Brothers, I highly recommend it. It's a great animated show. He was great in it. He rented out a room on the compound. So he was a tenant, and he was just always, helping them out. He's a necromancer. So he's always trying to help them out in any kind of magical things. And then when he teamed up with the fake Blade and the other guy, and they had they called the Triad. What they call the fucking group?
I forgot, dude, but fucking Dr. Orpheus is funny as shit.
He's a great character, and he's great use of magic in that show. It's just a great parody. I like him more.
Daughter?
His daughter, Triana.
Triana, dude. Yeah.
Wow.
Venture Brothers is great, dude, but I forgot about Dr. Orpheus, man. I wish I would have remembered.
Yeah, Dr. Orpheus is awesome. Yeah, it's just a great magical character. It's just funny, hilarious. Like the stuff he does with his astral projection, the stuff he does on the show is hilarious. Like I said, when he teams up with the other character, they form their little group they have a fake Blade and a fake other magic guy, and they form a triad, and it's pretty hilarious. They try to go out and solve all the world's magic problems, but just a great fun character. I've always
Order of the Triads.
The Order of the Triad. There you go.
Orders of the Triad.
Yeah, he's hilarious, fun character. I've always dug his character. He's just a great magic user. I wanted to put a fun one in there, so. Yeah. D Little, yeah, fuck yeah, Dr. Orpheus.
Dr. Orpheus, man.
Yeah, Dr. Orpheus. If you watch Adventure Brothers, you see why I threw him on this list. Yeah, he's a great character. One of my favorite.
I'm gonna start watching that shit again, man.
Yeah, it's great. It's fun rewatching that show, man. Yeah, so hopefully it comes back for a movie to finish off. All right, Rick, what you got for number 3?
All right, so number 3, he's already been mentioned twice. So my number 3 is Gandalf, but not the gray, not the white, dude. Gandalf going through the whole thing. Gandalf had battles, man. He fought the Balrog. He stood up to Saruman, which is pretty tough for him. I think he had probably like issues because that's his friend. He can't probably believe that somebody was, one of his friends was trying to fucking kill him, and it's hard to fight your friend. And dude, especially at the end of at the end of Two Towers, when like the whole movie, the Gandalf was like, "You will find me on the ridge. Look for me." And he was like, everybody's like, "Oh God, we're dying. Oh fuck. Oh, look at the ridge." And no, there he is. Let's go, guys. He brings the whole army in. And it's like, dude, if anybody was to show up at the right time, you're just looking like, oh God damn it, Gandalf, is he really gonna show up? And then he fucking just has the army like, to the king. And then I was just like, oh, this shit's fucking. I mean, Two Towers is still probably one of my favorite, like, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, and I think that moment for me, it's because of Gandalf, right? When you see, I think his name is Elwyn, or when he points and then he yells to the king, dude, you get chills. Yeah, I get chills thinking about that shit. It's just that whole like, oh God, the tide of the tide of the battle is turned. It's going this way, and like just Gandalf shows up and dude, Gandalf is sick. He's a major player throughout the whole thing.
Good, Hondo.
Rick, you're talking about the scene where he cast out the demon out of King Theoden. King
Theoden, yeah.
That whole scene is fire, man. They like show them on the journey. They're walking up the hill. They make their way to the kingdom. They get past their worm tongue or whatever his name is, and they just worm tongue. Like, yeah, and they make their way all the way to the end, and he casts it out. Man, oh my God,
dude, fire, he just came in every time like the one thing I liked about him is that he had faith in Frodo. Of all peoples, like, dude, this is the one person who needs to do this. Like he won't succumb to it. But it was good that like Sam went with him and he encouraged that, to always look after him. He knows shit, and he's a schemer in the greater thing plot of things. You know, he probably knew he was gonna die, but still sacrificed himself anyway. Gandalf is that guy, man. He saved like Khadgar. He's constantly saving the world, and people don't really trip on it. You know, there are other players involved, yeah, but at the corner of it all, yeah, he's pretty much like pivotal in the whole thing through Lord of the Rings, through The Hobbit. It's good to have a character like Gandalf, so powerful, but he's like a guide. He's like a guiding light, and he helps people out like when in the time of need. So Gandalf up there for me, definitely.
Right on. All right, yeah. All right. So if you're watching right now, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Be like the Southern. Like the video. Check out the clip from a couple weeks ago if you want to see what that was all about. That was pretty hilarious. All right. So let's go to our number 2, the Deuce. Sarah, what's your number 2 on your top 5 magic users in pulp culture?
All right, my number 2 is the wickedly talented Adele Dazeem, aka Elphaba. Do any of you guys know who Elphaba is?
No, explain.
Okay, good. So she's the Wicked Witch of the West, but yeah, so one of the most iconic witches of all time. But we learn her name is Elphaba in the book and musical Wicked. I haven't read the book, so I'm only going to talk about the musical. It could be a little different. Basically, she is another underdog. I love a good underdog. Her mom and the wizard were hooking up, even though her mom was married to someone else. And the wizard was giving her this like green juice. And so Elphaba is born green. And her life is kind of a tragedy, man. Like, she's obviously ostracized. She's the only green one in the land. Her sister, like, they tried to prevent her being green, but they didn't realize what made Elphaba green. So her sister's like handicapped. And she goes to this school. Basically, they just send her to watch after her sister. Like, she gets to go because her sister's going. And she gets picked on. Glinda, the good witch, gives her a bunch of crap, but they're roommates. It's really funny. But they ended up becoming friends. And Elphaba sees this horrible thing that's happening in Oz, which is all of the animals are losing the ability to talk. Basically, it's like a huge race war is happening in Oz. And she becomes this champion for all of the animals in Oz and tries to help them. But Big Brother over here keeps getting in her way and making her look evil, like at every turn. So basically what happens is her and Glinda make a deal and say, okay, I can't be the face of this movement, but maybe since they like you, you can help. I'm just going to disappear. And she pretends to melt. She doesn't actually melt. And she runs away with her lover, who is the Scarecrow. And
what a twist.
Yeah. But she's one of the most powerful beings in this land because she is a product of an Oz resident and a Earth resident, I guess you would say. So, yeah, exactly. Yes.
Krista, yeah, fuck Linda. Sarah knows. Sarah knows.
Also, Elphaba, that like as a role in general, has some amazing songs, and the girl has to have pipes. Like, it is so difficult. So I love her. She is amazing, and she is misunderstood and really just kind of takes the heat because she's like, I don't care. She releases the flying monkey because the wizard was keeping them in cages. Like, she's out there helping people and doesn't care that the whole world hates her for it.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And I don't know. She is awesome, and I'm glad she gets to run away with the Scarecrow, who was also going to marry Glinda. So,
ooh, damn, saucy.
I know.
Some intrigue in Oz, huh? Fuck.
Watch the musical, you guys. And there's a Blue Light copy on YouTube.
Was there supposed to be a movie? Like, isn't there a movie in production right now?
It's coming now, yeah.
Okay.
I might read the book.
I'll wait for the movie.
Good. So good.
I'll wait for Rick's review on that one.
Elphaba.
All right, awesome. Hondo, what's your number 2?
My number 2. All right. My number 2 is an obvious choice. He's my greatest fictional villain. The man, the myth, the legend.
Victor Von
Dead air, Alex. Dead air.
Huh?
Not that dramatic.
Dr. Victor Von Doom is the man. He's great. He's not only a genius scientist, technological genius, but he's if it wasn't for Doctor Strange, he'd probably be Sorcerer Supreme. You know? And this story tells about it, which watch out. You know, I'll get into it. Yeah, and Dr. Doom, and he's badass, and I hope he makes his way into the Marvel Universe, and I hope they do a good job in casting him, and I hope they also show that. I mean, they gotta explore his magic side. They can't just do the genius scientist, because he's both. He's both. He is as adept in magic as he is in science and technology, and he's brilliant. And he has a great story. His mother was in hell, trapped by Mephisto, and he made a deal to beat Mephisto, which is, man, it's all in that story, Triumph and Torment. And I'm sure we'll hear more about Doom. So that's my number 2.
We'll see. All right. So my number two, Lord Oberon. Lord Oberon.
Oh, shit.
Lord Oberon, from the Gargoyles cartoon.
Yeah.
He was the main. The main bad guy. He was the main overall guy that was kind of. Well, it wasn't really bad. He was just omnipotent, and he was like kind of like when they went into the second season, where they kind of went into the past of the Gargoyles. They kind of explained who Lord Oberon was. He was the ruler of this. What was it called? Avalon. He was the ruler of Avalon, and so basically he it's a very complicated story about Lord Oberon, but his use of powers, like especially in like the last few episodes of the second season, the third season we won't count because that season sucked hard. But him like attacking the city and the Gargoyles trying to fight him, he like turned himself big. He was just using his powers all over the place. It's just a cool use of powers. It's a great backstory if you go back and watch the Gargoyles, the animated series. When they go into that second season, they go into the myths of lore and like kind of basically all the myths are his children, Lord Oberon's children. All like the myth of whatever myth you can think of. It's one of his kids that kind of went off into the world, like the Banshee or some like a Native American like a shape changer, whatever. These are all children of Lord Oberon. These are all his children that kind of went out into the world. And a lot of the plot is the gathering. All these children have to come back into Avalon, into like basically like Lord Oberon gets to confront him. It's a very awesome story, like one of my favorite uses of magic in a storyline, and it was in a Disney afternoon show. But I always thought he was a great badass magician. I thought his use of magic on that show was just badass. I just thought he was just a great character. Let's see. Here he is, finally. Hello, Mephisto. Did somebody say Mephisto? Yes. Wandavision. Senior Scratchy from Wandavision is a demon.
That's what the deleted scene says.
Yeah, that would make sense. Well, yeah, so is it her familiar or is he a demon? Like, is it?
Well, it's both. So apparently, in the deleted scene, like the rabbit becomes a demon and like chases the kids around and stuff, and they have to deal with that. But it's her familiar.
No, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mephisto.
I covered this, and there's not a spoiler warning at the bottom. But
well, no one knows what Mr. Scratchy is. So yeah, thank you, Mephisto finally showing up. Finally, jeez. We waited a whole season. Jeez. That's the plot twist. He shows up in the fucking comment section of a third tier YouTube show. So Rick, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is this is easy. Dumbledore. Albus Dumbledore is my dude. Once again, one of those guys that he just knows stuff. Like you'll see it out like it's not spoilers already. The movie's been out for fucking 15 years, so
and you won't remember this after this. Don't worry about it.
Pretty much. So the thing with the time turner when it comes to the Prisoner of Azkaban is probably one of my fucking just favorite scenes. Like he tells him everything and then he just like walks away, but then it's like, dude, we did it, and he goes, did what? And you're like. And he's like, good night. And just that little like sparkle, it's just like one of those, man, this guy knows what the fuck he's doing. And he just tells them exactly where to be at what time. And the kids kind of just like figure it out. Other thing too is like, only thing I didn't like about like the Harry Potter movies was the recasting. Some of the scenes with Michael Gambon were okay. But on the whole, he wanted to play it the way he wanted to play it. I don't think he even read the book or knew the tenor of the character or how much love Dumbledore actually has for Harry. But yeah, it's one of those things that just set me off when it comes to that.
Yeah, like a prick towards Harry, man. Jeez.
Dude, when he yells like, "Did you put your name on the goblet of fire?"
He never yelled. Dumbledore never would have yelled at him. Dumbledore never would have yelled at him. I mean, I have other issues with the movie because there are things that never happen. Harry crying I've never heard about Harry ever shedding a tear. Though I think probably the closest he's come was when he was angry about Sirius. But other than that, no. And they have him cry. Same thing. They have Dumbledore yelling at people. No, but yeah, Dumbledore definitely number 2, man. He's defeated some fucking hardcore wizards in the wizarding universe. So in the wizarding world.
Let's see, Mephisto's back. Oh, me and Thython. How do you pronounce it? How do you pronounce that, Alex? Chithon? Python?
Chithon?
Chthon.
Chthon?
Yeah, he's a character from the comic. We'll use Wanda to destroy the multiverse, you bastard. I will get the Darkhold.
I hope so. Shit, fucking, it's gonna make it interesting.
Son of a devil. Let's see, Monty Python Rabbit, LOL from Krista. Yeah.
Tim the Enchanter should have been on my list.
There was like a keyword, the rabbit's just like chasing around fake Pietro around the house, like trying to kill him.
Dynamite.
Oh my god, I would have died if they said it's just a flesh wound at that part. That was awesome.
Ghost Rider, Jim Pacelli. Yeah, Ghost Rider's good shot for sure.
Yeah,
good shot.
Let's see, Mephisto again. I hope I appear in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I would hope so. I hope so.
It's a good bet.
I think Nightmare might have undercut your role. I think Nightmare swooped on your role, man. I don't know. I want to see Mephisto. I want to see, man, stop commenting on the section and go, call on Kevin Feige's office member. Be like, where the fuck am I at? Yeah, come on, Mephisto, step up. Let's see. I love dealing with the devil. Let's see. Let's go. All right. So. All right. So number one. Let's go to number one. Number one, Sarah. What you got?
My favorite all-time magic user, and this one actually wasn't that hard for me, Willow effing Rosenberg from the Buffy universe.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch Buffy? Did anybody?
I sure did.
Okay.
I'm a big time, yeah.
Willow is a computer geek for like 75% of the show, right? She dates Seth Green. She's kind of a nerd, but she's super helpful. And then she learns about magic. And the girl cannot get enough. She basically becomes hooked, gets a girlfriend named Tara. And Tara's also a witch. And Tara's like, dude, you're like, basically they treat it like heroin or something. Like, you're hooked, you gotta step back. Like, no. And they end up breaking up. And then Willow gets off the juice. They get back together, and Tara is shot. And this sends Willow into like, I will destroy everybody. She flays a dude, literally like rips his skin off.
Dark Willow.
Oh, Dark Willow is terrifying. Dark Willow is like going and getting hits from this guy named Rack. She literally decides that everybody in the world is too sad and tries to kill everybody, like the whole world. And she like pulls the satanic temple out of the ground, and then Xander comes and gives her a hug and everything's fine. But she still has to like, she goes to like rehab in the UK with Giles and has to learn how to like use her magic in moderation so that she can still be helpful, but not try to kill everyone. And she has to like gain back the trust of her friends because, they all just had to fight her to keep her from killing everyone. And they just saw her literally rip the skin off a dude. So that's a problem. Yeah, so Willow's such a badass. She's super, super powerful. But ultimately finds a way to control it. Willow's my favorite. Plus it's like high school memories. I love it. And the season where Willow goes dark is when Buffy and Spike start hooking up. And Spike, I'm so team Spike. He's so
I got a Spike Buffy trade paperback because I fucking dig Spike so much. Spike is the man. Fucking
little bit of an awakening happening at like 16 watching Spike. I'm not gonna lie.
Her love for the Brits.
So did I.
And let's move on to Alex.
James Marsters. Woo!
That accent and that hair and he's
it's the Billy Idol effect. That's what it all is.
Billy
Idol is a vampire.
Mephisto delves into the details for sure.
Yeah.
Krista, word on Willow. Yeah, I gotta get on that Buffy. I gotta rewatch that. Try to watch it.
It's sick, man.
I watched like the first few. I never got back into it, so I need to get back into it.
So good.
I think what you have to do is you got to get past the Master. That's season 1 and 2. Once you get to Spike and Drusilla in season 3 and 4, fucking it gets sick, dude. Fucking Spike is a complex character. Angel's a bit of a, it's like Hey, just go away, dude. You have problems. Leave Buffy alone.
Yeah.
You're bringing more problems to the party than you need to. Go away. Go away.
And Spike is very complex. He is complicated. He has issues. He attacks Buffy like in a bad way at one point. But then like goes and tries to get his soul back and tries to be a better man. He's just a very complex, like interesting, flawed character. I love Spike.
Yeah, that was a great season. I got to go back and watch all of those Buffy.
Season 6 is that season, so yeah.
Right
Go for it.
Right on. Awesome. Hondo, number 1.
Wow, I'm so Buffy deficient. I
Me too.
That's why we have all of us here, so we can cover.
Yeah. So stuff that you can suggest and hype up, and for sure. My number 1 obvious choice.
Oh yeah, that's your guy.
Yeah, I knew I do that from the start. I was like,
that was gonna be his guy. Yeah, good call,
John
Alex.
Constant. It's actually Alan Moore said it's pronounced Constantine, not Constantine, which I don't know, but he's the creator, right?
Yeah,
Constantine. So Constantine, he wanted to make a blue collar warlock. That's what Alan Moore said. Somebody who was streetwise, working class, and from a different background than the standard run of mystics. The look of Constantine is modeled on former police frontman Sting.
Yep.
So Constantine, I love the fact that Alan Moore wanted to create a character who could hang out with the street people, but could also, hobnob with the most so-called sophisticated people in society. He was able to get along with, just about anybody. And I love the idea of that. And also, he is very powerful because he'll use different methods. There's one storyline where he's dying of lung cancer. And so what he does is he makes a deal with the devil, with a demon, to kind of, prolong his life. And, the demon has nefarious plans, right? So the way Constantine gets out of it is he makes another deal with another demon. And so they end up saying, no, that's my claim. And then the demons are like, well, we'd have to fight all of eternity and nobody would be a winner. So none of us would take him. So they released him from his curse. And then Constantine got out of lung cancer, but he's just I'm a nasty piece of work, ask anyone. And that's in his first introduction, he says that. They're like, who are you? And he's like, I'm a nasty piece of work, just ask anybody. Oh man, I love this character, man. He's my second favorite, superhero in comics, and he's very powerful wizard. He uses unconventional methods. And he knows everybody, man. He's just like awesome character. And now he's finally getting a lot of, respect, even though he's based on Sting. He's not Keanu Reeves. And I know I love Keanu Reeves, but I never accepted. He's a British chain-smoking, he's a chain-smoking Brit, and he looks like Sting, and that's it.
Even though the movie wasn't bad, like the Keanu Reeves movie was bad, but I would have preferred a British guy playing the role. I think would have been even better, but they had to go for the star power for sure. Yeah, Constantine. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, Alex is gonna pick Constantine first for sure.
You know it.
All right.
Yep.
All right, cool. All right. So my number 1, big shocker, super shocked. The true Sorcerer Supreme, the one of the greatest sorcerers in the Marvel universe, Victor Von Doom. Even like Alex said, even without the scientific side of him, he's one of the most powerful sorcerers in the universe. And if it wasn't for Doctor Strange, he would probably be the Sorcerer Supreme. He has that potential. He trained under Gargoffel. What the hell's his name? I forgot his name. But he's trained under a few under Morgan Le Fay. He's trained under some of the best magicians of all time, and he's had a lot of practice. He was trapped in a time for a long time, and so he had a long time to deal with magic. And one of the most darkest uses of his magic for sure was the Unthinkable arc, Mark Wingo story arc. Basically, he delivers Reed Richards and Sue Storm's baby, Valeria, and he makes Valeria his familiar. So that's her first words were doom. So she has a high intelligence, so she was speaking pretty early as a kid, like a baby, like she was already like problem solving, doing shit like that already as a baby. And so during this arc, it's pretty twisted. So the battle between Doctor Doom and Reed Richards over the years have always come down to Reed Richards and Doom's hubris. So Doom at a point just says, "Okay, I'm just going to go full magic. I'm just going to throw away the science and go full magic," which means sacrificing his first love, who when he delivered the baby for Reed Richards and Sue Storm, he got the right to name the baby. He wanted to name the baby, so he named it Valeria over his first love. And so his first love, he basically sacrificed his first love, and basically he pretty much used her skin as his new pseudo armor. So he basically had to sacrifice her love for him, and basically turned her skin into a pseudo armor to battle Reed Richards. Basically, he locks Reed Richards in a room full of magical spells and tells him, "Okay, you have to learn how to beat me. You're so smart. You have to beat me." It's pretty twisted. It's a pretty fucked up storyline. He's just he's pretty damn powerful. He's gone up against, like you said, Mephisto and pretty much all the magic users in the universe. And Doctor Strange had to call Doctor Doom at some points to help him out, because there's some threats even Doctor Strange can't handle himself. And he acknowledges, like, he knows Doom is powerful, and they acknowledge that Doom is powerful. So he's a very powerful mage, sorcerer, and I like the fact that he has the magic, the scientific side, but his main focus is the sorcery side. That's like his first love, because that's what his mother was into. His mother he inherited all her spells, all her books, basically all her magic stuff from his mother, and so it's a very complicated character for sure. He's saved the universe more times than he's tried to destroy it for sure. But he definitely has a twisted sense of morality, a twisted sense of honor. But in the end, he wants to save the world from itself, because he thinks Doom is the one that can fix everything. And he has at certain points actually won and actually got his wish and actually remade the universe a few times. But he's one of the most powerful sorceries, and some of the best storylines involve him in sorcery. So he's definitely my number one. Just take away all the other stuff. If you take away the scientifics, take away all the other comic, goofy villainy stuff. Just go based it on magic stuff alone. Some of the magic stuff in the Marvel universe. I can't wait. That's why I can't wait for this next run of Marvel movies, because if they're going to heavily deal with magic, they're going to have to deal with Doctor Doom at some point, because his mother was pretty powerful and he was pretty powerful. So it's going to be some fun, interesting stuff to see coming up from Doctor Doom in the MCU, because I love the magical aspect of the Marvel universe, and they're going full blown magic, which I can't wait to see. So for sure. So Doctor Doom, my number one. Rick, what's your number one?
So my number one, dude, he's appeared in Legends, appeared in comic books, appeared in TV shows, appears everywhere. Of course, it's Merlin. I mean, like without like the legend of Merlin, I mean, even in Harry Potter, everybody's saying, "Oh, he's to the Order of Merlin." Like, what the fuck? That's like having a black belt. Like, when it comes to the Harry Potter universe and shit. So, the highest order is of Merlin. It would have been Tim the Enchanter. I forgot about Monty Python and the Holy Grail, but Merlin definitely is with the knights of Arthur, the Knights of the Grail, him fighting Morgan Le Fay. But he, honestly, he appears in so much of our pop culture. Like when we grow up, he's not just relegated to being the wizard or like the main wizard guy in the King Arthur tale. He's appeared in the Ghostbusters cartoon series. He's appeared over here, dude. I mean, like my first earliest introduction to Merlin was the Sword in the Stone. The Disney thing, and
Excalibur.
And Excalibur, that was probably the second one. That was maybe 2 years later. But the whole thing is that you get to see for me, everything's like wizard battles. And I still think as much as I love Voldemort and Harry Potter going at it, as much as I love Dumbledore and Voldemort going at it, you know, in Order of the Phoenix, as much as I love all of the visuals and everything, nothing beats Madame Mim versus fucking Merlin in The Sword and the Stone. So to me, that is like the epitome of what like wizard battle is to me. You know, I do this, oh, I got this. You do this, I got that. It's just they kept on trying to one up each other, and I think Merlin's just ingrained into the brain for me at such a young age. It's Merlin, dude. Definitely Merlin's been there, like in cartoons and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, Merlin. I think Matt, he called that one. He said Rick was going to pick Merlin number one. Matt knows you more than you. Matt's like he's got that Michael Keaton fucking magic, I guess.
He's a secret wrestler watcher.
Yeah, he watches for Krista Fieldy is magical. Yeah, he is, man. That's Rick's familiar for sure.
Nobody said Yoda.
Well, that's Star Wars magic is different. I don't know. I feel
no, I don't. Star Wars is not magic. It's the Force.
It's not magic. Okay.
I wouldn't count it as Force. Yeah,
I thought about that. They're gonna go Jedi, mystical Jedi. No,
I would like is Obi-Wan a wizard? He's kind of a wizard, but yeah.
They called him a wizard because they didn't really trip on Jedi. Jedis have been out of the zeitgeist, you know, in those places.
It's more psychic power than magic, right?
That's what I would say.
All right, so let's recap our list real quick. So go ahead, Sarah, when you recap your top 5 real quick.
Top 5? I have to look at it again. All right, number 5, I had Tonks. Number 4 was Genie. 3, our lovely Hagrid. 2, Elphaba. You guys have to watch Wicked, seriously.
Yeah.
Number 1, Miss Willow Rosenberg.
Nice. Right on. Hondo?
Number 5, Doctor Strange. Number 4, Magic. Number 3, Gandalf the Grey. Number 2, Dr. Victor Von Doom. And number 1, John Constantine or Constantine.
Frankenstein.
Constantine.
John Constantine. My Alan Moore voice.
All right, so 5 I had Gandalf the Grey. 4 is Zatanna. Number 3, Dr. Orpheus from the Venture Brothers. Number 2, Lord Oberon from the Gargoyles cartoon show. And of course, number 1, Victor Von Doom, the greatest sorcerer of all time. Rick?
So I just wanted to say when Sarah, you said that it was Willow, and then you said Rosenberg, but I thought she was about to say Willow Ufgood, and I was like, oh, wait. I almost popped for Willow Ufgood and shit.
He was just beginning his training, so I couldn't really give it.
We're gonna see more.
Yeah, maybe when we see Willow, the TV show, maybe he'll jump up on the list. But he almost made my list. He was a great, he was just beginning though. We didn't get to see his full.
He has the potential.
Yeah, we didn't see his full potential yet. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, we will. So going down from 5 to 1, I had Khadgar from the World of Warcraft of the Kirin Tor. I have Jadis, the White Witch from C.S. Lewis. You know, the whole the Chronicles of Narnia series. From Lord of the Rings, I got Gandalf the Grey. Or excuse me, not Gandalf the Grey or Gandalf the White, but just pure out Gandalf. I got Gandalf. Number 2, I have Albus Dumbledore. I don't want to go through his full name.
Supercalifragilistic. Bialidocious.
Yeah, but Albus Dumbledore is my number 2, and number 1, the great and powerful Merlin. Yeah.
Right on. Awesome. Very good list. I like those lists a lot. All right, so if you're watching this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. We do this weekly show, SF Company Hour, every week, every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Pacific time. Check out the replay if you miss it. And we do after shows for the MCU coming up. We have after show for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You can see us, some of us on there joking around right after the show when it happens. Also, we got some unboxings coming for you guys, so check those out. All right, cool. Very, very, very fun list. I thought, it's definitely one of the funner lists we've done for sure. All right. So make sure you timestamp that, and we're gonna put this out as a little extra video. This little top 5. So, cool, awesome. All right. Very cool list. I like. Yeah, everybody had good picks, man. I like everyone's picks. except for Alex's honorable mentions.
Hey, remember that name.
They're magical. If that was the case, I really would have loved to put like my movie magicians and shit. Like Rick Baker, he's a magician, man.
Yeah.
Rasputin.
Stan Winston, he's a magician.
I thought about Rasputin, but I was like, I don't know if that counts. I love it.
Hey.
There's so much around Rasputin. It's a little adult, but like we could talk about that some other time. There's a lot of very adult stories around Rasputin, and I find it
really. What about Elizabeth Bathory?
The Countess?
Yeah.
The blood? I don't know if she was a magic user like that.
She was like just a serial killer.
Good subject for the movie Stay Alive if you haven't seen it. It's a very.
What about the Wizard of Id, the comic strip? No, just.
Now he's just trolling. Oh no, you got Rick's frozen face. I
gotta mention Brother Voodoo.
Hey, yeah, but he almost made
Brother Voodoo's dope, man.
Yeah, but Brother Voodoo's fucking cold. All right, so let's jump to the pull list. Pull list is stuff you picked up recently, stuff you listened to, watched, bought, something good or bad, something you want to rant about, something you want to talk about, whatever. So let's start with you, Hondo. What's on your pull list this week?
On my pull list,
under 20. Okay?
Maddie got me the first appearance of Dawnstar.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
From the Legion of Superheroes.
Yeah.
Nice.
He found it in like a cheap bin, and he hooked me up with it. So thanks, Maddie. Keanu Reeves, Berserker comic book.
Yeah. Did you read it?
Not yet. I haven't read these yet, but these are my latest picks.
Okay, I'll talk about mine because I've read it.
The latest Batman.
Yeah, is that the Tinian run?
This new one, Noctura. I haven't read it yet, but
that's getting some buzz.
That's getting some buzz. I'm looking forward to reading all these, and of course, I know you got this, right, Ray?
I do.
That's
I got the Mark Brooks cover.
I got the Peach Momoko cover.
Yeah, very nice, very cool cover.
Yeah.
All the covers were very, very nice. All
the covers are great, man.
Did you read it?
I've not read any of this yet, man. Yeah, I know. I gotta watch Harry Potter. I gotta watch Buffy now, and I'm screwed.
Darn, awesome. What a tough life.
All right, anything else, Hondo?
First world problems.
Anything else, Hondo?
That's it for now.
All right, I'll go next. So I did read the comics that Alex has. So Berserker, BRZRKR. This is co-written by Keanu Reeves, of course, and Matt Kent. He's the other co-writer, and Ron Garney and Bill Crabtree do the art. It's not a bad first issue. It seems like they basically, this is pretty much a treatment for a film. I think this they're going to make a film out of this for sure. It feels like a very a filmatic kind of a story. It's got some interesting stuff. Some stuff I've seen in other comic books. It seems like there's some. It's definitely some decent art. The art's pretty good. I've always liked Ron Garney. I always thought he was a pretty decent artist. It's pretty much a rated R kind of book. A lot of violence, a lot of blood. Keanu. Shattering somebody's jaw and stuff. Like, the action's pretty good. I thought the pacing was pretty good. There's a little twist at the end I won't talk about, but pretty much the whole book is like a big fight scene, and then towards the end you get a few pages of some exposition and kind of see what the story's going. I kind of dug it. It was kind of interesting. I'll probably pick up the second book, kind of check it out. But you can tell this is like this is a vehicle for Keanu. Like, we'll see this movie coming up. This has like some elements of like Wolverine, some elements of like some other comics I've read, some elements of like powers, like Brian Michael Bendis' powers and stuff. So it's interesting. It's interesting for sure. I kind of want to see where it goes. Didn't blow me away, but it kept me intrigued enough to want to check out the next issue at least for sure. And then the Demon Days, the X-Men Demon Days. So this is kind of like a Japanese folklore kind of a book where it's kind of dealing with like kind of Japanese, but using characters from the Marvel universe in Japanese folklore. The art is beautiful. The art is amazing. Peach Miyoko is like kind of blowing up right now. They're doing a lot of covers for a lot of books. So like beautiful art. The art is amazing. I like they use like
Gildy agrees.
Let's see how many.
2, 8, no, 4, 5, 6. He's about to slow down. 7. There he goes. He's losing wind. I can hear it. There.
Hey, what if we found out? What if we found out that Rick is Fieldy's familiar?
That's how I live my life.
That's a good point. So
I go to work to feed him. Yeah.
So we get characters like Sai and her trusty dog companion Logan, and so that's basically Psylocke in Wolverine. That's their Japanese characters, and we get like a Venom. They have to fight a cursed snake who's basically Venom. The art is amazing. I really like this book a lot. This was a fun read. I thought the art was amazing. The story, like the little Easter, like the little Marvel, like they have Red Hulk in there. They have like a note to Jubilee's a character in here. So it's very interesting. I dug the art a lot. I won't spoil some of the end, but it's great. Like they kind of talk about I guess these are based on real Japanese kind of like characters.
Oh, they look like Oni.
Too. And so you get is
that Red Hulk?
That is the Red Hulk. He makes.
He looks like Oni, dude. That's sick.
Yeah. It's Oni. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is Oni. Yeah.
It's Oni. Oh, that's dope, man.
Yeah, he plays. Oh, yeah. So it's interesting. Yeah. So they basically show what the real legends are behind it. It's a beautiful book, and I guess this is good. There's going to be another issue. I guess there's going to be a bunch of one shots. So it's the Demon Days saga. The next one comes out in June, but highly recommended. Beautiful. The art alone is beautiful, and the story is like a page turner. I was really intrigued with the story. The pacing's really good. It's a quick read, but the art is so like you're gonna want to like focus on some of the details of the art.
First book.
First book. Yeah, it's gonna be a series of one shots. It's not gonna be like a continuous series. It's gonna be like a next one is I forget what the hell is the next one gonna be called, but it looks like it's gonna be. You're gonna have what's it called? Demon Days Mariko. Demon Days Mariko is the next one. So this is Demon Days X-Men. Demon Days Mariko is the next one. That comes out in June. I really like that. I'm definitely gonna pick up the next book. I'm not sure how many. Did they say how many they're gonna come out with on this?
Peach
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I hope it. I hope it goes on for a while. Like I can't wait till this is all collected into a book, like a nice oversized book because the art is amazing, so good. I'm digging it a lot. And then also my pool list, I have this came out this week, the second volume of the Christopher Cantwell Doctor Doom series. Check this out if you haven't already. One of the best Doctor Doom stories for sure. Kind of had the forced rusty ending because the book was getting canceled because they have some other plans for Doctor Doom. So the rumor is he's getting married, and the rumor is that Wanda's like a top contender to be his wife. So the Doctor Doom and Wanda might be getting married soon in the Fantastic Four comics. I don't know how much they've had some romantic inklings in the past. So yeah, he's been in love with her, and even Wolverine called it out. Like, yeah, he's like Doctor Doom's in love with Scarlet Witch. Everybody's in love with Scarlet Witch, man. Everybody that falls in love. Everybody's smitten. But this also, I've showed this before, but this has the best panel of the year. Just Doctor Doom coming in, riding in on a grizzly bear. That's my favorite panel of the issue number 7, which this cover is based on one of my favorite books of last year, just single issues of last year. Amazing. And what else did I have? I think that. And I picked up these Kenner figures. I showed the Hulk off last week. I picked up the Spider-Man one. So these are the new Kenner style figures from back in the day. And I'm going to do a quick unboxing right here, live on the SF Comic Book Co.
Oh, nice.
We're going to unbox this. I haven't unboxed any of these Kenner ones yet, so we're going to unbox this one.
Whoa, what's happening?
Quick unboxing.
Oh, my God!
Pew, 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 pew. I like the card. They have like the old school, like you could cut out the card in the back. Like a lot of figures like back in the day had like, cutouts and stuff, like the G.I. Joe file cards and stuff. So I love the attention to that kind of detail, man. If these came out in the 80s, I would have been crazy for them. So they're cheap. They're like only like $10, but these are like if these came out in the 80s, I would have went crazy for these. So just a simple little old school style Kenner action figure. Simple.
I have a strange desire to chew on it. Is it like that squishy rubber?
No, it's like it's a hard plastic. Not a gummy. It's not a Spidey
Never
gummy.
mind. Forget it.
So he's rock and roll right there. That's a Spidey. Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool little figure. It's a 3/4 scale. These will scale with your GI Joes. You want to you want them to team up for sure. So I thought that was cool. Cool little figure. I like the concept. I like these old school throwback figures. Man. A lot of what Super 7's doing with the reaction figures and such. So it's a cool. I like how all these vintage stuff is coming out, man. They're really speaking to my inner geek for sure. So yeah, I dug that Spider-Man a lot. That was cool. So live unboxing for you guys. Let's see. Sarah, you ready with the pull list for us?
Wow.
Sarah's
I don't know.
first pull list.
I don't have nearly anything that cool, but because I mentioned Jamie Fraser earlier, and I got a little bit of blank looks. He's from Outlander, and he looks like this.
He looks like a buffed up.
Together.
Isn't that the new Walker Texas Ranger?
He looks like a buffed up Sean Astin from.
His
Jared
name's Ewan.
Okay, that's the other guy's Jared Padalecki. Okay, all right.
Yeah, he's great. The Outlander show is awesome. It has everything. Apparently, the writer.
Stars show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta see that. Another.
Yeah. Apparently, the writer, when she started writing, was practicing writing all the different styles of books. So there's like history, there's gore, there's romance, there's horror, and it's all kind of that great story. And I recommend it. Do not watch it with your parents. You have been, or your children. There's
only your drunk friends. That's it.
There's a lot of violence and there's a fair amount of nudity, so don't do that.
So what's the show called again?
Lots of boobs, you guys.
All right, sold.
Yeah.
I'm here
But
for
my
the boobs.
deal,
Don't have to tell me twice. All right, what else you got, Sarah?
thing that I was going to show today, though, which I've referenced a few times, is the Harry Potter Knitting Magic book.
Oh, nice.
All right. So you worked on some things. I've seen a couple.
Yes, I am. So I hope this person isn't watching right now. I'm not exactly keeping it a huge secret, but she doesn't know it's for her. But I'm making a baby mobile with the different houses and the sorting hat in the middle. So this is my sorting hat.
Aww.
That looks sick. Oh my god, that looks dope as shit. I want one now.
And then I've got my little snake for Slytherin.
Aww.
Oh,
And as
so
of
adorable.
today, I finished my badger for Hufflepuff.
Aww. Well, that's pretty good. How long did that take you?
This one only took me like a couple hours.
Oh, really? Wow.
They're kind of small. So the sorting hat took me a bit longer. But yeah, this book has all kinds of fun stuff. Knitting is one of those things that's actually really easy. It's just like following a recipe. You just kind of read the lines and do what they tell you to do. And I just got into it during quarantine. I'm trying to find a picture really quick to show you guys what the final product's going to be.
Oh, that's dope. Dude, that's sorting hat.
Sarah's gonna make me a Lockheed the Dragon.
I imagine it's meditative, right?
think-
Like it's just totally relaxing, kind of like.
Oh, that looks cool.
That's awesome. That's cool. I like the little lion.
Yeah,
Lion
the
sick.
book has all kinds of stuff. It has everything from like sweaters and scarves to like dark magic kind of
Ooh, there you go. Now we're talking.
coasters, koozies. Like it has everything. It's great.
Awesome.
But yes, it is meditative. It's one of those things that's really nice because it's like you can watch TV and still feel like you're being kind of productive. Like I'm one of those people that can't just like really sit and focus on a show. But if I'm knitting, I can just knit and feel like I'm making something and still enjoy the show and not feel like I should be like working or researching something or whatever. Yeah,
Awesome.
knitting's great.
Awesome.
There you go. That's my only.
That's a very good. That's a good pull list right there. That's a. Ricky,
All right.
what do you got?
All right. So we were gonna do a review, but you said you couldn't do it because I told you a little bit about it. So I'm
A lot of people told me a lot about it. I was like, oh no, I don't want to do it.
Coming to America. I had hopes for it. Akeem is good. I do like Akeem in it. It's the charm of him. You know, you have to remember who he is. He's not his dad. I like that trope. But some things in this became like a music video, and it was just like you can tell it was made like for the TV. This never could have been released to the movie. What bothers me is that Craig Brewer and Eddie Murphy worked before together on Dolomite Is My Name, and I thought we were gonna get more of like that. you know,
That was
something a
good.
little bit more with heart. This felt like a cheap sequel. Let's do this. And I think I mentioned this, Ray. There's a part where, you know, his son is going to get married to. It's the same kind of scene that they do where Akeem is meeting his would-be wife for the first time. You know, she comes out in the gown and everything, but this time she comes out, you know, kind of like dressed like she's gonna be in the middle of an Ariana Grande kind of show or something, like in the middle of a costume change. And then they go into the music, and I thought Oha was gonna start singing "She's Your Queen to Be," but it was weird because all of a sudden she starts singing, and then he starts rapping back to her, and I'm like, dude, are we seriously doing this? Like, are we having like a rap off, sing off, like music video in the middle? This isn't like Michael Jackson's what's it called? What was that movie? The one with him, Remember the Time, you know, with him and Amon up at the top. I was just like, this is what the fuck is going on here?
Also with Magic Johnson, yeah.
Magic
There's another Magic Johnson appearance. Second time.
He is magic.
But I just felt a lot of stuff was out of place. I mean, dude, Leslie Jones was hilarious in it. I mean, a lot of stuff was hilarious. Who was the guy? Tracy Morgan was funny as fuck. Arsenio Hall was great. Wesley Snipes probably stole the show as a general. He's great, dude. Wesley Snipes he's made for comedy. He needs to start doing comedy. Forget action. Have a little bit of action, but he needs to go into comedy. The guy is legitly funny, dude. But it just fell flat. There was a moment at the end of the movie which I appreciated. It was John Legend singing "She's Your Queen to Be," and I mean perfectly.
Wow.
And I was like, well, why couldn't they have that in the movie instead of the whole rap battle sequence? I would have much rather seen like John Legend, the son of Oha or something, or Akeem has got that much money that it's like, John Legend, you're gonna perform here. Like, I just didn't like. Also, I didn't like the storyline of like Akeem putting his daughter on the back burner for country. I don't think Akeem would have ever done that because Akeem liked to travel to the beat of his own drum. He knows who he is, you know. But they needed to do that lost storyline, and it just felt that this movie was very unwarranted. Did they need to do this? No. I'm interested to see what Ryan Coogler had, what his script would have been like for this movie. Because I know he had a Coming to America script that he showed Eddie Murphy, but Eddie Murphy passed on it. It couldn't have been worse than this.
I doubt it. Yeah. D Little made it 45 minutes into Coming to America. So.
I watched the whole thing, Dave. You know, Davis, I had to watch the whole thing. I have this thing. I'm a glutton for punishment. If I watch something, I usually, even if it's a bad TV show, I will sit through the whole season to maybe give the show a chance to redeem itself somewhere down the line. I sat through fucking 9 hours of The fucking Stand. It was torture, and I did it. And I go in thinking I know I'm gonna hurt myself, but this was one of those times where I was like, it was like, what is it? The Billy Madison moment. I feel dumber for having seen this. Yeah, we were supposed to do a review of it, but I just heard too.
Like I don't want to ruin my love of the original. I love the original so much.
It had heart, dude.
Yeah, I can't do it. I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to watch it. Like in the second Independence Day and was that Pacific Rim 2 and like these movies I didn't really love Pacific Rim that much, but these are sequels that they make and it's just half-ass sequels. I'm not going to watch them anymore, man. Unless I hear they're universally like, oh, this is amazing. Like
Colin Jost is in it.
Oh no, he is a horrible actor. If he can't act, bro.
So the second
funny
role,
dude. I think he's hilarious on the Weekend Update. I think he's a funny motherfucker with Michael Che, but he is not a good actor. He is horrible.
He plays the grandson of Randolph and Mortimer Duke.
Oh Jesus, yeah, it's a perfect prick character. Yeah,
wow. I thought it was a cool nod, but all the nods in the world weren't going to save this.
Yeah, not the best actor. No. All right, awesome, cool mini review, Rick. Thanks. Mini Rick rant. Little taste.
Mhm.
All right. So all right, let's jump into our hidden gems real quick. We gotta try to get out here at a decent hour. But quickly, hidden gems. Hidden gems is this guest show and tell. Just something in your collection, or just something you want to talk about that you personal to you, something that people might not be aware of. So I'll start off first. So I got my wand, my Sirius Black wand. Me and Sarah bonded on Harry Potter for sure, discussing Harry Potter and Game of Thrones. That's how we bonded at work. So my Sirius Black wand. That's it's my favorite looking wand. It's got the hieroglyphs and stuff too. I just thought this was always a badass looking wand. Yeah, definitely my favorite one. So that's my hidden gem. I think I might have had this as a hidden gem before, but whatever. It's our magic episode. We're bringing it back. We're bringing the magic back. So my Sirius Black wand. That's my hidden gem of the week. Hondo, what do you got?
I too am bringing the magic back. I think I had this once before, but I'm busting out with the Triumph and Torment.
Right on.
Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange. One of the greatest stories of all time by one of the great team-ups of all time with the great Roger Stern writing and the great Mike Mignola drawing. And Magnolia, and just the artwork is good.
That's how Tom McFarlane pronounces
man.
like
the shading and
yeah.
Just the art is just so awesome, man. And then this one's a special one because Dan Brereton is an artist. He's a painter. He does comic books. He's awesome. And he did some characters in this book that he wasn't credited for. And so he's such a nice guy. I asked him to sketch Doctor Doom for me. So that's where this is.
Yeah, it's an awesome sketch.
Right?
Yeah.
Cool. Man. Yeah, so that's my hidden gem. I'm bringing the magic back as well. Doctor Doom and Doctor Strange, Triumph and Torment. Check it out.
Top 5 favorite storylines of all time, man. That's a great story.
We bonded over that, Ray. Any other comic book. So there, Sarah.
Well, hey, a lot of me to go around, guys. A lot of me to go around.
We all could be friends. I know. I'm just kidding.
Rick, what do you got? What's your hidden gem this week?
This week, I don't know if I showed this before. It's not the Hanna-Barbera thing, I promise. So Alex might remember this one.
Oh shit!
So I think
pre-COVID.
What? The high school Rick? No.
Pre-COVID.
So he actually, you can see it right there. It's he got it signed by the one and only James O'Barr. This is actually probably one of my favorite things. It's right in my door, so I see it when I leave and I see it when I come in. So I dig it. It's The Crow, of course, Eric Draven. It's one of my
better frame for that, man. Come on, man.
Well, I haven't. I was lucky that I was able just to take it down like that, but I do need a frame for it. I need to go get more frames because I got a lot of free space that hasn't been put up. I got a lot of movie posters, but that's one of the. I love that piece. The fact my boy knows me. The Crow, and you get me anything in The Crow, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna mark out like a little girl. So, oh my god, yes. Yeah, especially that it was
The
signed.
Crow dietary pills. Here you go.
I'll take it. Even if they kill me.
Hey Rick,
they bring me
you
back
and I
with The
bonded over The Crow.
Yeah.
and Dark City.
And Dark City, thank you.
Dark Shitty, yeah. All right, cool.
But yeah, so that one there, it's a very personal story for me. I love the story. It's another story of how you deal with grief and how you deal with loss. I don't think many people know that James O'Barr wrote that story because he was gonna be married and a drunk driver pretty much killed his wife one night, and he had no way of coping. And he used to be an artist when he was in the army. He would and you can see he has very good knowledge of anatomy. He knows how to draw anatomy very well. And he used to be an army, he used to help draw the medical charts or little diagrams, and he would draw that for the army for their thing. So he knew how to draw. It was his coping mechanism, and that's, to me, Eric Draven is one of the most tragic characters in all of comics. So yeah, thank you. That's a great one. So I love that.
Right on. Awesome. Sarah, what's your hidden gem for the week?
So I actually thought that was what we were doing before. So I'm just gonna show my hat again.
Yeah.
It's a double. That's so good. You have to put it twice. There you go.
Hufflepuff.
Dude, I kind of want to fucking buy a Harry Potter hot toy, and I want that now, so I can put it on top of Harry Potter.
I will make you one if you want one.
Yes. Put it on top of your head.
Yeah, she's gonna work on my dragon first, okay?
There you go. You look very wizardish.
I commissioned a dragon from her already. All right.
They do have like the pixie in here, which is kind of dragon-esque.
Ooh.
Pixie? Where's my mind?
Yeah. The little pixie thingies.
Where'd you get that book, Sarah?
On Amazon.
Okay.
Oh.
It looks like a flying
Meeseek.
Flying Meeseek.
I want that instead.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Meeseek.
You gotta make a Mr. Meeseek.
Look at how angry he is.
That's
Okay,
the angry Meeseeks.
That's what I want, Sarah. There you go. I want
she needs to make an army of Meeseeks.
the angry pixie for sure.
Mr. Meeseeks, look at
They
me.
also have the three-headed dog, and they have the owls. So yeah, the owls. But yeah, so I thought that was what we were doing before, so that's my bad. I didn't bring anything else.
That's awesome.
And I'm sitting on my floor next to my
It's
closet.
it's your first time, okay?
I thought so. I went to a party in grad school that was like rock and roll themed, and I thought I based my makeup off the Crow, but it doesn't exactly look like that. So I don't know. That's me with the red hair.
Okay.
Oh.
I liked your poison ivy better.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, no, but
I like the Dazzler.
It doesn't look like that. So, the Dazzler was fine. I need to edit that picture. Anyways, yeah. So there you go. The Sorting Hat Part 2.
So good, we brought it back twice. Awesome, very cool, very fun show. A lot of cool magic stuff. The magic show. This is our magic show. So yeah, very cool. Any final thoughts before we get out of here? Hondo, any final thoughts, final shout outs you want to give before we get out of here?
Sometime in the future, Sarah, if you come back, we're gonna have a dance off.
We've never had our dance off.
Well, you know what? I've kind of lost my dancing ability, so you're gonna have to show me some moves again. I'm serious. I'm totally serious. I was watching like these dancers shuffling online, and I was thinking I could do that if I tried.
You'd
so
fucking break
I
a
don't
hip. You try that shit. What are you talking? You'd fucking.
Yeah, maybe.
You destroy a nearby table and.
He's like, I watched Breaking the other day. You're gonna be breaking today, bro.
Breaking.
Breaking bones.
Last night, I had this like idea that I was going to choreograph a dance with jump ropes. So I have to bring it back.
But seriously, I used to love dancing. I used to love, and the fact that I haven't done it in years is just like really like it's sucking the life out of me. And
the town forbid it, and it's like Footloose.
Just turn on the
dude, I'm telling you, bro. I'm gonna be like
the Legend of Footloose, the Legend of Kevin Bacon.
I feel you. This year has been hard. I had a dance party by myself the other night, and it was awesome. But I haven't danced in almost a year, so
there was no reason to dance. So there's no reason. Once
dancing
we have a reason
is magical.
To dance. There you go. And also, Hondo, you want to shout out the Near Mint?
Yes, of course. Big props to Near Mint Condition. They're a friend of the channel. They have a great YouTube channel. Check it out, Near Mint Condition. They have all your knowledge on like new comic books that are coming out or new like collected editions, graphic novels and books. And they're just really cool. And they've plugged our show a few times, more than a few times. Check it out.
We didn't ask.
Yeah, no, I know. That was so cool of them, I wasn't nice to them because of that. I was being honest and they responded in kind, So shout out to them and everybody else. Take care of yourself. Keep masking up. I got both my shots, so I'm cool. But I still got to mask up. I still got to take care of myself, and everybody else. And, hopefully you guys are or hopefully we can meet in person at some time.
I can't wait for our first live in-person show after the pandemic. I can't wait.
Right? That's going to be a big occasion. That's it.
Right on. Yeah, very cool. Yeah. Near Mints, they had our sticker in their background, a few of their videos, so that was very cool to see that out in the wild. That's very cool. Let's see. Effort, you want to give any shout-outs? Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
No real shout-outs, but my good news is just that, Alex. I'm in line for Friday. I have an appointment, so I can go get my vaccine.
Get that shot.
I was like, I've been scared, but I was getting more angry lately because I want to make sure that, hell, I've been out there every day and it's fucked up. I mean, there's a couple of times where I probably should have caught it because I did have to tackle people, and you're supposed to keep like contact away. And even my boss was like, "Don't do that. You should have known better." It's just, old habits die hard when you're trying to protect what's, what you kind of feel is yours and everything. So, dude, it's gonna be good to see everybody, and when we all are vaccinated up, I can't wait to give everybody a fucking big ass hug and fucking let's
karaoke night.
Karaoke night's gonna happen. Hey, I'll tell you this: it's gonna be when we hopefully everything is still open, the places I go to, but when we go, everybody who missed a birthday this year, everybody who had an event in their life that they missed, a party, a birthday, an anniversary, we're gonna wild out. All right, we're gonna have a good time at that karaoke shindig, and I invite everybody to come out because we are gonna have a good time, man. It's
2022.
We deserve it. Yeah, we deserve it. We deserve it. We're going through a lot, so we're gonna wild out. It's gonna be fun.
Oh no,
it's gonna be fun.
We'll get all the drugs for that one.
I already know what I'm going to be asked to sing. Alex is going to throw in the first card, so I'm already sure.
Light side?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we'll see. Hopefully it all works out. Sarah, first time on the official show. Awesome. Any shout-outs you want to give? Any last words before we get on?
I do have a shout-out. I want to give a shout-out to Davis, who I believe was watching, because
D-Little.
Pretty sure he is the one who told me about this book.
David.
He saw it and he was like, "This sounds like something you would like," and I immediately bought it.
Yeah.
He's also my serial killer podcast friend, and I wanted to tell him, Davis, that I'm going to start listening to The Widower next.
Ooh.
So apparently it's about a man he's been married like 6 times, and out of those 6, 4 of his ex-wives have turned up dead. So that's next on my list, Davis. There he is. Hey.
Davis is an expensive friend, man. He's got some good hot picks, good pull list for sure.
Yeah,
he always comes with
comic knowledge.
He comes with the heat, man. Yeah, he's a good dude. Jen Expectations, yes. Karaoke, yes.
Hey.
Reg the Edge, for sure. Reg the Edge. Awesome.
Get down, man. I'm telling you.
Awesome. All right. Right on. Sarah, thanks for coming on the show.
And I can't wait to get vaccinated, but who knows when that will be.
Yeah.
I don't have a real reason to.
My grandma's getting vaccinated on Friday. I'm very excited for it.
If you're in California, you have a good chance of it being a lot sooner than later. So.
I'm in New Mexico, and we're doing pretty well. But I'm not working with people right now. I'm young. I don't have any complications, so I'm going to be last. But I'm
okay. Humble brag. All right, we get it.
No, but I will say, be careful. Like on the second shot, just be ready to have a little bit of downtime.
Yeah.
My sister is a physical therapist that works with the COVID unit, and she had like 12 hours where she wasn't feeling great. Yeah. But just be ready for it, and you'll be fine.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, can't wait. Awesome.
I'm so excited.
So then we can all sneezing each other's faces.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm hopping on the first wave.
hacking in everyone's face. It's gonna be great. Awesome. All right. So yeah, shout out to everyone that's been watching the comments. Appreciate everybody jumping in. Mephisto, I can't wait to see you show up again. Hopefully you don't show up in my dreams. Thanks to everyone. Thanks to Near Mint. Thanks to all the comic shops that support us, like Frank and Amazing Fantasy, Cards and Comic Central, Mission Comics, the folks at Comics Experience. I checked out a comic shop over in Santa Cruz this past weekend, Atlantis Fantasy. Great little comic shop, man. Picked up some stuff from there. Great. Just support your local comic shop as whenever you can. Want to keep those guys in business. All the small businesses. If you can go get something at a small business, do it. Try to support them as much as you can because, we want those businesses to stay open. We want once all this shit is over, we can actually move on with our lives and have some fun again. And we want those shops open for sure. Check us out. Like the channel if you haven't liked. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. And share with your friends, man. If you know some geeky friends and they think they might enjoy the show, tell them about us. Show them the channel. We got some more unboxings coming. Got one dropping tomorrow. It's a wrestling related, so Matt probably won't watch it. It was I had a fun unboxing. I had fun unboxing. It's Chris Jericho, a little bit of the bubbly. Check that out tomorrow. It's I got the figure for free, so you'll hear a little bit about the story how I got the figure for free. Check that out. It should drop around noon tomorrow. I said it for noon, so it should drop at noon. Fieldy is very excited about that. So subscribe, like, share. And be safe, wear your mask, and hopefully we'll be done with this very soon, and we can all do this all live again. Fieldy, any last words? Okay.
Wow.
Thank you, Fieldy.
Very much.
You guys, everybody be safe. Keep wearing your mask. We're not out of the woods yet. Even if you're vaccinated, you still got to wear your mask. We'll see you guys next time. And everyone be safe, be cool. And Sarah, get us out of here.
Ready?